What is good, YouTube? What is good, PlayStation Nation? Oh, it feels good to be back.
I'm a PlayStation fan too. I'm a PlayStation fan. I'm a PlayStation fan too.
Yo, I gotta turn off that I gotta turn off this stream elements bot. My fault, man. This bot is kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy with it, man, because it's timing out people. I have to change how strict it is. You feel me? But we gonna turn them off. Chat commands, modules, spam filters, link protection. Yeah, we're just gonna turn all that off, bruh. Because the bot kind of crazy, and I ain't talking about them X bots. We talking just period, boy. Bot settings, part channel. Bots currently not yet. Okay, cool. Just because I don't want the bot to you know, we don't want the bot to be out here kind of crazy when y'all be typing. You know, I don't want them. I have to take some time to really fine-tune how I want the bot to be. So because the stream elements now, so I gotta update that. Let me share this link out real quick though. Let the great people know that we live. I'm live right now. Final when Persona speaks episode EPI episode of 2021. Pull up. Appreciate PREC. I can't spell today. Appreciate all of you. Hey man, share the stream out, guys. I know we're doing When Persona Speaks kind of early, and that's okay. You know, I said I wanted to do it a little earlier today because I'm playing Demon Souls. And yo, if you guys have been watching my Demon Souls playthroughs, y'all know that shit is frustrating as hell. You understand? Is my voice clear? Yo, if you guys have been watching my all right, we good. Yeah, I might need to turn the volume down on the music just a tad, just a smidgen. But if you've been watching my Demon Souls streams, you already know that shit is annoying as fuck. You already know that shit is going to be annoying as fuck. You know, I love the game though. Real talk, like as much as I get frustrated or whatever case may be, I think I love the game. I really do. I'm not, no cap, man. I enjoy the game. I'm really loving it, man. It's a lot of secrets and a lot of things you can do. And I think with Demon Souls and really with a lot of these Souls games, and like period, my whole thing is like, you know, because I play a lot of RPGs and JRPGs more specifically, but with Demon Souls, there's so many routes you can take in terms of like builds and all this other stuff. It gets a little overwhelming for me, a little bit. I think that's part of it. The enemies also can be really annoying sometimes, because like I said to you guys before, I can be really impatient sometimes, and if you watch my Demon Souls playthroughs, you see that, right? But I do enjoy it nonetheless, man. I do think it's really fun, really great. I'm like 5-6 bosses in, right? I'm working my way to the third area. I'm gonna do a live playthrough tonight. Actually, I'm gonna do part 3 of the Demon Souls playthrough where we'll tackle the third area. But you know, I think when it comes to Demon Souls and really Souls-born games in general, you got to have a lot of patience, man. Like you really do. And I'm learning to be more patient the more I play it. You know, because even when I get frustrated, like yesterday, I got really frustrated with the dragon god boss, and it was like so fucking simple, man. Shout out to my bro Bari, man. He was like, Persona. He hit me up right after I ended that stream abruptly. I was like, yo, man, fuck this. I'm out, right? Just cause like, yo, I felt myself like really getting pissed off, and I was like, all right, let me step away, right? Let me go, you know, watch a couple movies or whatever, and then get back to it a little later. And Bari hit me. I was like, yo, Persona. I'm like, Bari, what's up, brother? He's like, yo, man, you better than this. I'm like, nah, look, man, it's frustrating. It's like, yo, it's not that hard, and we talked, man. So, you know, I tried it again, and I was able to get through, and I'm like, all right, yo, this was like so simple. It's crazy too, right? And I think that's one of like the great things about Demon Souls that I'm really noticing is that, because me, I tend to overthink sometimes, right? And especially when it comes to like these Souls games, I tend to overthink and overanalyze, over-prepare. And a lot of this shit really is just that simple, right? And I think that's where, at least with me, I'm not going to speak for everyone that plays these games, but at least for me, that's where my fuck up is, where I mess up, where I'm like, I'm overthinking, where I'm like, yo, just chill, just relax, just, you know, trust me, it's not that difficult. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, all right, I gotta keep telling myself, yo, stop overthinking. You don't gotta overthink. You don't have to overthink. So, you know, as the more I play it, the more I'm realizing, yo, a lot of this stuff, it ain't hard. Like, you know, and I'm a gamer, man. Like, I've been gaming for 2.5 decades. You feel me? Almost 30 years. And so, like, you know, I'm real experienced, man. So, you know, there's that. But listen, guys, enough about Demon Souls. We'll talk about that later. Shout out to everybody here, man. I appreciate y'all so much.
Respect my time. I got a wife and kids.
This is the final episode of 2021 for When Persona Speaks. We're on episode 167. My God, yo, it's been such a great year for When Persona Speaks. You know, real quick, shout out to who was it? I forgot who it was. It was Bari. Yo, real talk, Bari. Yo, shout out to my bro Bari, man. I'm gonna do an interview with him next year. Where me and him, we're gonna sit down and have a talk, and I'm gonna interview him. But yo, a lot of the shit on YouTube, man. Yo, real talk, Bari's definitely the one that like kind of was like, yo, Persona, you need to do this. You should do this or whatever. Like, gave a lot of encouragement, man. I really appreciate Bari for that, man. That's my brother, man. You know, if I got it, he got it. You feel me? That's my bro. And then obviously with our podcast, our PlayStation centric podcast, What's Up PlayStation? The success of that this year has been has just exploded. You know, we about to hit 2,000 subs. We had some really great guests on, you know, Lord Cognito from Iron Lords. We had Mystic Ryan on about 3 weeks ago. We had the great Sean Layden on the show, which is a huge get. You feel me? We had Mooch on the show. Stop yelling! Who's yelling? Shout out to Mooch and you know, I think we had Sick, Chris Righteous. You know, we had a lot of great people from the community as well on the show, and I'm just so happy to see the success of What's Up PlayStation, and just to see that grow, and just to see the community really support us and get behind us with that, man. It really means a lot. So you know, we really appreciate y'all for that, man. Right. And then obviously When Persona Speaks, my personal podcast that I do every Monday, or, you know, middle of the week, depending on how the news is or whatever. Where, you know, When Persona Speaks is, you know, it's just me. It's kind of like my soapbox type of thing where, you know, I talk to y'all about things within the community, things within the industry, news. You know, we talk gaming, we talk, you know, the community stuff and all that stuff. And, you know, you guys come through all the time, pull up, and it's always been really great, man. So, you know, 2021 really has been a great year for me, and a great year for my channel, for What's Up PlayStation channel, gaming wise, everything. It's been such a great year, man. And I really just want to say thank you to everybody. You know, the membership, you know, I started my membership here on my channel this year as well. I think we got about like 30 members concurrently right now. You know, a lot of you guys, you know, you support with the super chats and all that great stuff, man. You know, it really means a lot to me, man. Thank you guys so much for, like, you know, supporting me, supporting the channel and everything like that. I say it all the time, and I say that because I mean it. I really do appreciate y'all. Y'all know here on this side of YouTube and my community, y'all know, like, you know, we've had some knockdown, drag out debates and discussions. You know, one of the things about my community that I really do love is that, you know, with you guys, you know, we could come through and we can have a conversation. You get, cause, you know, I try to open up the chat, you know, and get some of y'all opinions. You know, anyone's welcome to come through, regardless if you prefer PlayStation or not. You guys know you're free to come through, and we can chop it up whenever I open up the chat. And also, you know, in the actual YouTube chat, y'all know y'all can disagree. I always tell y'all all the time, y'all are free to disagree. The mods are not gonna like snipe you or you know, boot you if you disagree with stuff that I'm talking about on the channel. You know, the mods stay on deck though. Don't get it twisted. Don't come in here reckless, because the mods will get you out of here quick. You feel me? I'll say that. The mods are always on point, but everyone in here is free to disagree. All the time I look in the chat. If I remember in the beginning of the year when I was talking about how PlayStation was too quiet, how PlayStation needs to do better with the news that they're putting out and all this other stuff, a lot of y'all in the chat was like, Persona, you don't know what you talking about, Persona. What the fuck? What are you talking about? You overreact. You know, it was a lot of that in the chat. But, you know, at the end of the day, what's the great thing about the gaming community is that we can disagree, but still come together and enjoy gaming. And that's one of the things I love most about my community over here on YouTube, is that, you know, we all disagree, you know, from time to time, but we still come back together, chop it up, have good conversations and things like that. So I appreciate you guys, man, so much for that. Let me shout out everybody in the chat real quick, though. Let me shout out everybody in the chat. Yo, we got Vedra in the building. Yo, Vedra, what's good, bro? I appreciate you, man. We got Mav C in the building. Mav, how you feeling today, man? Corey Macy in the building. Oh! He says, I will boot you if you are reckless. That's a fact. That is a fact. Shout out to Corey. Corey definitely came through to the Discord earlier this year to have a couple of debates. I watched them on all these debates. I'm chilling. My fault. But, you know, Corey definitely comes through. Yo, Cloud Strife in the building. Cloud, what's good, bro? Appreciate you. Ice Queen Gaming, a.k.a. Dawn, is in the building. Dawn, always appreciate you coming through. I know you across the pond over there in Europe. So I know that time difference is crazy. So I always appreciate you, Ice Queen. Yo, Carl Anchor in the building. Carl, what's good, bro? Jamar Bates in the building. Jamar, what is good? Jeff B Gaming. Jeff, what's good with you, bro? Eric the Beard in the building. Eric, how you feeling today, sir? Bro C, bro Sum, how you feeling, bro? Baruto the Demon. Baruto, what's good, bro? Appreciate you. Twisted Sin in the building. Twisted, what's good with you, man? SIE in the building. Appreciate you, SIE. Yo, Lothric Ahmed, what is going on with you, Lothric? Appreciate you. Yo, Kakarot the 6th in the building. Kakarot, what's good, bro? Yo, Rob, goddamn, what's good, Rob? Appreciate you. Young boy Gip in the building. Appreciate you, young boy Gip. PS5 hype in the building. Appreciate you, PS5. Corey, what's good? J Doggy, what's good? J Doggy, appreciate you, bro. Yo, El Matador, what's good with you, bro? They got my bro Bari in the building, the other half of Whoops. Whoops boys is in the building. Appreciate you, Bari, always, brother. Games for Eternity in the building. Games, what is good with you, bro? Stardust, a zero. Stardust, what's good, bro? Appreciate you. Yo, Blue Mustang 357 in the building. Blue Mustang, how you feeling today, brother? Viper Reap Corner in the building. Viper, what's good, bro? Appreciate you. Tool Man 55 in the building. Appreciate you, Tool Man. Wavy in the building. Yo, Wavy, what's good, man? Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Quanvo, what's good, Quanvo? Corrosive, what's good, Corrosive? Appreciate y'all. Logical Nonsense in the building. Appreciate you. Caleb Kaiser. Caleb in the building. Yo, Caleb, what is going on with you, bro? South Star in the building. Philip Sin, Magnificent Black, Requiem of Demons. Everyone is here, man. I appreciate y'all so much. If I missed anybody, I appreciate y'all as well. Omar in the building. Yo, Omar, what's good, man? When we meet, what's good? Emi, what's good? Do I got everybody? Yo, G Junior, what's good, G? Appreciate you. All right, man. Yo, Braxton, what's good, man? Folks didn't put enough respect on PlayStation's name this year. Oh, yo, Braxton, we gonna talk about it. We gonna listen, guys. The title has two things, but there's three things I want to talk about because something came up today that I saw that I'm like, yo, we got to talk about that real quick. That's gonna be the first thing we talk about, actually. But we're gonna talk about this new Slitherfang fight with Horizon Forbidden West real quick. We're gonna talk about that real quick because it's only a 30-second clip. It's gonna be real quick. We're gonna talk about Yoshi P. And listen, for all respect to my boy Yoshi P, because you know he's basking in the success of Endwalker, right? You know, which I get. But I'm glad that he at least put out this statement because they did promise us Final Fantasy 16 news this year, and we didn't get none of that. So I'm glad he was able to put this statement out before the year officially ended, so that he wouldn't be a liar, which, you know, cool, you know, which is that, and also because we've been in the dark all year. We really hadn't got any substantial information about Final Fantasy 16 this year. So I'm glad he at least put this out here to give us an update on when we can expect information, and also to kind of hint at, you know, the things they've been going through and things like that. We're definitely going to talk about that 100%. And then last but not least, this is probably going to be the bulk of the conversation, right? And I might even open up the chat to get a lot of y'all to come through to kind of get your thoughts and whatnot, right? But you know, we're going to talk about game meat. So I put the title "Game Media Pandering Will Never Stop" because we're going to have two conversations, right? The first conversation is this infamous clip that's been making its rounds in the community of G4 TV host Frost. That's her name. And some of the things that she has said on a recent video last week that they did. So, you know, we're going to talk about that because, you know, I want to tackle that from two different angles, right? And then the other part of it is we really are going to talk about the game media as a whole, right? And in terms of the pandering that you may see, or you know, the favoritism that you might see from certain media sites and things like that. That's something that's never going to go away, right? So I think moving forward, especially going into 2022, right? I think we've seen enough examples, and you know, I'll get into deeper details later, but we've seen a lot of examples to where it's like, okay, this is someone that isn't remaining impartial, right? This isn't someone that isn't remaining, isn't trying to report the news and then give their opinion. It's more so favoritism, very slanted, right? Like for me, I tell you guys all the time, right? I prefer PlayStation. I have no problems admitting that. I do have a PC, like a capable PC. I got Switch, I got Xbox, I got all that stuff. And when it comes to talking about news and things like that, I would never deliberately like, so if something good was happening for Xbox, I wouldn't deliberately lie and say, oh yeah, this isn't good. Like I would definitely acknowledge or give the information, or even if it was something bad about PlayStation or whatever, I would give the information, then give my thoughts, and then we can have a conversation after the fact. I wouldn't try to slant the news in a way to where it's favored upon one side over the other, and try to kind of gaslight you almost to make you think like, oh, this isn't this or this isn't that or whatever case may be. Because listen, guys, you all are adults, right? A lot of y'all got wives and kids and shit. Like, you know, you're able to think for yourself of what's right and what's wrong, right? I'm only here to kind of talk about the, you know, I love talking about gaming news and industry stuff and things like that. I do truly love that stuff. So, you know, I'm here to give you the information the way it's presented to us, and then I give my thoughts after the fact, right? If I think it's wrong, it's wrong. If I think it's right, whatever it can say be. I'm not trying to slant nothing. You get what I'm saying? And, you know, but we'll get deeper into that as well. Yo, True Bleed, what's good, man? Yo, Webhead, what is good? I'm glad I can make your work days go by faster with the show. Who else? I think I saw somebody else come through. Yo, DJ D, what's good? Blackbeard, I appreciate all you guys. I really do. But okay, so let's turn to Twitter real quick, and where is it? Here we go. Go to the website real quick. There we go. Now listen, man. I'm telling y'all like this, man. If you're not excited for Horizon Forbidden West, what's wrong with you, bruh? Like, what's wrong with you, man? I gotta keep it a stack. What's wrong with you? Something wrong with you? Like, are you angry? Like, do you hate? Listen, man. Like, you know, even Halo. Like, as much as people like to shit on Halo, I do think that gunplay for Halo is really good, really addictive. Real talk. There are good things that I can say about Halo. There's a lot of bad stuff as well. I wouldn't say bad, but things that could have been better, or things that need to be fixed with all games, right? There are definitely games out there that could be better, could be perfect. But listen, yo, James Williams, what's good, man? With Horizon Forbidden West, yo, this game, what we see of everything that I've seen of Horizon Forbidden West, and I mean this, guys, every piece of media that I've seen, my excitement has gotten that much higher. Like, yo, I'm so high in space right now. I'm near Pluto. That's where I'm at right now. I'm about to go into a whole nother solar system of excitement with this game, right? And it's crazy because it's just like, bruh, how much more excited can you really get for a game, right? How much more excited can you get? And somehow they do it. You get what I'm saying? I can't even explain it, right? Listen, Horizon Forbidden West is top of my list excitement for the start of 2022. And I'm so glad that this game is really starting us off. Right, Sifu really Uncharted collection, but in terms of, like, you know, just new games, you know, Sifu, and there's a ton of other stuff. But this game in particular, Horizon Forbidden West is really starting off 2022, and it's starting off with a huge bang. You get what I'm saying, guys? And, you know, what we got from, shout out to Game Informer, by the way. You know, they're the ones that I guess they with PlayStation, and I told you guys this before. PlayStation really only does things with specific publications, right? You ever notice how? Who the? Hey, shout out to Legend Randy One. Appreciate you for subscribing to the channel, man. I hope you enjoy your stay here. So one of the things that I realized is that with Horizon Forbidden West, excuse me, no, I lost my train of thought. Sorry. You notice with PlayStation, you're really only doing business with in terms of these publications with specific people, right? You see Jim Ryan did a sit down with GameIndustry.biz. We see that Game Informer, this is like their third or fourth big PlayStation exclusive that they are getting dibs on, putting out new gameplay, putting out new information, doing the exposés and things like that. Because I know they did it with God of War, they did it with The Last of Us, they did it with Days Gone, right? I believe they did it with Spider-Man as well. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong on that in the chat, but you notice how PlayStation is really doing, and even with the whole hardware components, right? We saw that Wired and GQ magazine last year, 2020, really got dibs on a lot of that information. Mark Cerny sat down with them and are doing specific things. PlayStation is not, and nothing against, but you see PlayStation's not sitting down. PlayStation nor its developers, no one is really talking to IGNs, GameSpots, and people like that. They're not talking to them. There's a reason why, and a lot of that we'll talk about in our when we get to the pandering and the media and stuff like that. But there's a reason why PlayStation is not speaking with those types of people, and I'll provide examples of that as well. We'll have that whole conversation, but there's a reason. There's a reason, right? But shout out to Game Informer, right? And so the Slitherfang, right? The Slitherfang is definitely one of the surprise outside of the Tremor Tusk and a lot of the armored roller and the sun wings. Like, all the new monsters that they've shown so far have been phenomenal. Honestly, they've been like really, really dope. But the for me personally, because one of my favorite animals are, I do like snakes. I do think they're pretty cool animals. And because contrary to popular belief, snakes aren't really. A snake would attack you if it's scared, not out of like hatred or anger or whatever. If it's even a big snake like an anaconda, it's just protecting what's there. It's what their territory. They're very territorial creatures, and obviously they're carnivores. But a snake, if like a human is around its territory or around its nest or whatever, that's when it will attack you, right? Because it's scared. It's scared and it wants to defend like its kids or whatever. A snake is not just going out trying to fuck with humans, right? It's not trying to fuck with you. Like it really keeps to them. They really keep to themselves, honestly. But I do like snakes. The Slitherfang is definitely one of the surprise machine enemies that we saw, where I'm like, yo, this really like surprise. Like when I first seen it, I'm like, whoa, yo, this looks dope. I can't wait to fight this in the game, right? Then they dropped this video today. I think it was yesterday or Saturday, one of these days. They dropped the video, and oh god, that's when we see Aloy actually fighting the Slitherfang. It's shooting the venom. You get what I'm saying? And it's doing what it does. And I'm like, yo, this looks amazing. Look at this. Hey, yo, man. Guys, come on, man. Yo. And obviously, we know that Sunny Legend is doing all of like the gameplay clips and whatnot, right? But the fact that this Slitherfang, they gave us a little glimpse of fighting the Slitherfang. Hey man, I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm in a different planet, man. I'm in a different solar system, man. I'm not in Earth's solar system no more, man. I'm in Andromeda, the Andromeda solar system, or wherever the fuck. I'm on the Enterprise, man. We boldly going where no one has gone before when it comes to my hype and excitement for this game, especially after seeing this Slitherfang fight. Oh yeah, we on the Enterprise, baby. We going over there to the Cleon system, to the neutral zone. We are everywhere else but Earth's solar system, man. Okay, I can't wait for this game, man. I'm all over this day one, guys. I mean it. And listen, Christmas just passed, and I know a lot of people are getting PlayStation 5s, and I've seen a couple Xboxes sprinkled in there, and I ain't gonna lie, the kids' smiles weren't as big as it was with the PS5s. I'm kidding, guys. But if you're not playing this game on PS5, I just really feel like you're doing yourself a disservice as a gamer. I really think this game is meant. Now, obviously, it's on PS4, and we know it's gonna look good on PS4, and blah blah blah. We'll get the all that stuff out the way. But I really do think that this game is going to. You're doing a disservice. You need to play this on PS5. You have to play this on PS5. This is a must play on PS5. I can't wait for this game, man. This looks beautiful, man. The fight looks like it's going to be really dynamic. The acid, and then we see like when he shoots the acid, it's got the acid pools. This is definitely going to be a fight where you're going to have to be moving around as well, because you saw he burrowed underground, and you know, it pops up and he's doing what he's doing, and I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to slap you with the tail, and then you see him charging in right here. Listen, it's going to take some time, man. You're going to have to move around. I can't wait. Obviously, I'm going to be posting up clips of me fighting the Slitherfang. Obviously, I mean, come on, guys. Y'all know what this is. But I can't wait to see people's clips, because I know once this game gets in people's hands, we're going to start seeing some real cool, crazy stuff of like how people are tackling some of these machine fights and stuff like that. Wait till y'all see, because I already got ideas based off what we know so far of what Aloy can do. I'm gonna definitely be doing a lot of cool stuff in this game, and you know, the stuff I'm doing against the Slitherfang, I'm gonna try to get my Sunni legend on and try to be real cool and real you know, real creative with how I'm fighting these enemies, and I'm gonna post those up on Twitter. But you know, we did get a snippet of new gameplay, and like I said, man, the more I see of this game, the more my excitement is, and you know, it's just crazy how how can it get any more than what it is now? But it is, believe it or not. So, you know, Horizon Forbidden West comes out February 18th, PS4, PS5. And, you know, shout out to Game Informer for, you know, getting that exclusive deal to kind of showcase the game and put some information out there, right? All right, so let's move on. I want to talk about real quick. I want to talk about this this message from Yoshi P. Listen, man. First off, I told y'all, man. Yo, people telling me, yo, Terry, what's good, bro? Yo, JKS Geico, what's good, man? Shout out to everybody here, Mr. Flash. Shout out to everybody, man. Appreciate y'all. I told y'all. People were trying to tell. Who was that? I was talking to Chris. I was telling Barry, yo, Ochia, what's good, Ochia? I was trying to tell everybody, yo, we're not getting no information for this game this year. People talk about, oh, well, you know, we might get something at that PlayStation showcase. Nope. Oh, we might get something at the Game Awards. Nope. Oh, well, you know, we still got 3 weeks, so, you know, we might get something. I'm like, nope. Ain't getting nothing, man. I told y'all, man. Y'all ain't want to listen to Persona, man. Y'all ain't want to listen to me, man. Listen, y'all gonna
Respect my time. I got a wife and kids.
listen, man. I know what I'm talking about, right? Yo, I ain't that cocky. I ain't gonna be that cocky. But Yoshida, he did put out a statement yesterday, late last night too. I mean, I was just scrolling through Twitter, and I seen this from Final Fantasy. I said, what? It was no push. It was like 12:30 at night, 12:45 at night, and he put this out because he knew everyone was asleep. Yo, listen, Yoshi slick. He knew everyone was asleep on to the west, so he was like, yo, let me put this out real quick because I know that, you know, America and Europe, they all sleep. They ain't gonna be paying attention. Hey, yo, and he slicked that out real quick. And, you know, he cut on Twitter after that because he knew that the fans was not trying to hear that. But yo, listen, shout out to Yoshi P, man. So he says, greetings everyone. When the last time we spoke, I promised that I would have more information on Final Fantasy XVI sometime later in 2021. However, I regret to inform you that I will be unable to keep that promise as complications stemming from the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic have delayed the game's development by almost half a year. Yeah, half a year is 6 months, right? So if this game, well, we'll talk about that after. Let me finish reading it. We'll dissect this, but as the latest additions to the Final Fantasy series being developed for the PlayStation 5, Final Fantasy XVI has amassed a sizable team composing of talented creators from around the world. However, in an effort to offset the effects of COVID-19, we've had to decentralize that workforce by permitting staff to tackle their assignments from home. This has unfortunately hampered communication from the Tokyo office, which in turn has led to delays or in extreme cases, cancellations of asset deliveries from our outsourced partners. Yo, let me stop right there. Yo, the pandemic is still very real, and it is happening, right? It is most definitely happening around this world. I'm not surprised that this game is delayed, essentially, because I remember Yoshi P, he did say the next time he showed this game, he wanted people to be able to pre-order it, right? And because he wanted the release date to not be that far off, because a lot, the whole thing with what was it, Final Fantasy 7 remake, that took a long time, and then obviously with 15, there was a really long period between when you saw it and when you could play it. So Yoshi P said he did not want that to be with Final Fantasy 16. So he wanted it to be when the next time you showed this game, you'd be able to pre-order it, and the release date wouldn't be that far off, right? And that's what he said. And shout out to Bari, because me and Bari had this little mini back and forth on Twitter earlier today, because that was the example that he used. Now listen, he does, and he's gonna say it later in this statement. But we're supposed to be getting information in spring 2022, right? The way he's explaining it, where they had to cancel entire asset deliveries, everyone's working from home, people are still really affected by COVID and all this other stuff. The fact that all of that stuff is very prevalent, and they're dealing with that, and it seems to be in very extreme cases, right? I do not think a 2022 release date is realistic. He said it's delayed by half a year, but we're talking delayed by half a year in terms of its release, not getting information, right? He let us know that the information is obviously going to be in 2022, but the game itself is held up by at least 6 months. I do not see this game releasing in 2022, right? That's personally me speaking, but we'll speak a little bit more. Let me just finish reading. He says, that said, we have spent much of 2021 addressing this issue and hope to see its impact to a minimum by the new year, allowing us to better focus on the task at hand, increasing graphic resource quality, refining combat mechanics, fleshing out individual battles, putting the finishing touches on cutscenes, and conducting overall graphical optimization. Our primary goal now is to be as hands-on with the game as possible in order to see it fully polished. Now listen, again, personally speaking, I see this as an early 2023 title. I'm talking January, February of 2023. Now, again, if we want to play in the ballpark of 2022, because from what he's saying, they're putting the final touches on cutscenes. So I think the mocap portion of this game, a lot of that's done, right? I'm gonna be honest. I really think that portion of it, I would even say the voice acting, they probably still got a little bit more that they have to do with that, right? But I think a lot of that stuff is done. This is more built around optimizations and things like that. So if we were to even play in the ballpark of 2022, right? I'm thinking if we're going to say 2022, I'm talking November at the earliest November of 2022. Like we're not even sniffing fall, man. We're not even sniffing the summer. You're not touching the summer with this, man. Like I firmly believe that, because the way he's explaining it here, man, they have had a lot of complications with COVID that they're trying to fix, and they do not foresee any issues going into the new year. Which means if that is the case, keep our heads down. They can keep their heads down and really get to optimizing the game and really finishing this out. I hope. Now listen, I'm not going to sit here and be an asshole and say, oh, I hope it doesn't come out in 2022. I do hope it comes out in 2022, right? But realistically speaking, I think a 2023 release is just more, it's just more logical. It just makes more sense to me based upon what he's saying here, right? Then he says, so that leaves us with the question, when can we expect the next round of information? While I'm happy to announce the current plan is to conduct our next big reveal in spring of 2022 as we seek to build excitement leading up to the game's eventual release. I deeply apologize to all those who have been looking forward to learning more about Final Fantasy 16, and thank you for your continued patience while we focus our combined efforts on the development. Now look, eventual release. That didn't say 2022. I did not say 2022. He said eventual release. Next big, now in terms of the next big reveal, I think what we'll get in the next big reveal is more of a kind of along the lines of like what they had for Final Fantasy 7, where like it was this big event. They gave us a ton of information. Remember, they announced the Kingsglaive movie, the anime, all, it was a ton. No, not 7, 15, Final Fantasy 15. Now, I hope they don't kind of water this down with a lot of that bullshit, but because Yoshi P's behind it, I have a lot of confidence that this game is really going to be a true Final Fantasy game. You get what I'm saying? Because I mean, look what he did with 14. I have a lot of confidence for 16 with Yoshi P behind the helm. My whole thing is with the reveal itself. I think that's going to be a story trailer. We're going to get a reveal of the villain or the villains per se, and kind of get more information surrounding the characters. Get some more gameplay, like a deep dive, like doing a mission or something like that, going into the world, seeing what the world is about, things like that. I definitely think they're going to announce the collector's edition, the special editions, the deluxe editions, and all that. And we most likely will get a release date, right? I think that big reveal is definitely going to have the date, but I think that day is going to be like January or February 2023. Now, if it's November or even September or October or something like that, good. I'm just being a realist in this, and I just think it's 2023, man. I think they really want to make sure that they get this right. And Yoshi P. I mean, with Endwalker, they delayed Endwalker by like 2 or 3 weeks, like a week before it was supposed to come out, or like 2 weeks before it was come out, right? Yoshi P is not afraid to push a game back and really make sure that him and his team have enough time to create a great game. So I do not think that he's gonna hold back with this. I think he's really like, yo, we got a lot we need to do. We don't think COVID is gonna slow us down, but we also being realistic, and we playing it by ear. Yeah, Endwalker. I mean, look at the success of Endwalker. You get what I'm saying? Endwalker's success is so great and so monumental that they have to stop the sales of that game because too many people are buying the game, too many people are playing the game. You can't even get into the game. It's like a 2-hour wait, right? So with something like that, and you got for Yoshi and the team that created that, to have them behind the helm like that, you definitely know that I believe that Final Fantasy 16 is going to be in good hands, right? Whatever collector's edition they do have, obviously it's getting picked up. You already know how this go. We ain't no slouches out here. It's definitely getting picked up like 100%. So that's the Final Fantasy news. I ain't gonna lie, man, I'm disappointed too. Like I understand the delays. And I understand the impact that the pandemic and COVID has had on a lot of developmental teams, right? And I'm not dismissing the hardships that a lot of these teams have had to and continue to go through, even to this day, right? But I also, as a gamer, I really want to play the game. So I'm also kind of sad that I can't play the game. I couldn't play the game this year. I couldn't get no information this year. I'm still sad about that, right? But I also do understand. I think for a lot of people in this community, they be scared to say, you ever see people say, and they always say the same thing, like, oh yeah, a delayed game can be a great game. A rush game will forever be bad. All that stupid shit. And it's like, yo, like I get that, right? But it's just like, damn, I wanted some information this year, man. Like I also wanted information. So I understand the delays and the response and the statement and all that. I get that. But also as a gamer, I'm like, damn, man, I want information. I want to know more because I'm really excited about this game, right? So, you know, listen, and that doesn't make you a bad person. Like, personally speaking, I don't think that makes you a bad person if you feel that way, because you're allowed to feel both, right? You can feel, you can be sympathetic, empathetic towards the development team and understand why the delays and things like that have happened. But as a gamer, you can also feel kind of sad or disappointed, not disappointed. I don't think that's the right word to use, but you can also feel sad or kind of, you know, frustrated or whatever because you want more information. Like, that's okay. Like, you're not a bad person if you feel that way. I personally don't think so, at least, because there's times where I feel that way too. I mean, you know, as much as I love Naughty Dog and in the team and things like that, and I understand that they're still trying to build out factions and they want it to be this big, great next big thing or whatever. We also don't know shit, and I'm like, well, what the fuck, man? Like, you know, in the last two Outbreak days have been trash in terms of any type of information. So, you know, listen, I love Naughty Dog, I love Neil Druckmann, the whole team, I love them all. But fuck, man, I want some information too. And I understand, you know, they got families and shit. I'm not trying, absolutely not. Also, I want some information. You feel me? I don't want to keep waiting. So, like, you know, listen, I'm excited, you know, and I'm hyped. I just want to know more, right? But I understand that they have to take their time, and I think we all understand that, right? As long as you go about it in a respectful way, I do not think there's an issue with feeling both. You get what I'm saying, guys? Does that make sense to y'all in the chat? Let me know if that makes sense, because if that doesn't make sense, then, you know, maybe I'm just an asshole. I don't know. But okay, so let's talk about the you know, this it's funny too, because like this topic has been talked about all week by a couple people, man. Like all through Twitter and I know Sick was talking about it, and a lot of people were talking about this, man. And you know, I wanted to get this out before the new year, because I'm not really gonna talk about this in the new year. Like, I wasn't gonna do like my first show in the new year. I didn't really want to talk about this, so let's talk about this now. So, first off, I will say this. The whole G4 thing. Yeah. Lorenzo, what's good? This whole G4 thing, right? Now, let me start off by saying this. I want to put that disclaimer out there, and I'm going to repeat it a couple times, because I seen a couple people, Neverland, what's up? I seen a couple people, like, you know, coming at this woman's, like, appearance and her hair and all that. I don't agree with that shit. I ain't with all that bullshit. So, like, you know, that you ain't going to see that bullshit here. I'm only going to speak on the gaming takes and that stuff, and more so talk about the media, gaming media in general, and kind of talk about that. But all that shit about like personal appearances and looks and shit, I don't do that. I don't do that type of shit. So I don't rock with that shit. So, but let's talk about it, man. Let's talk. And like I said, I'll probably open up the chat a little later and get some of y'all to come through if y'all want to come through, and we can talk about it, right? So, so listen, let me give a little backstory. Right? So, G4, and first off, shout out to Adam Sessler, Morgan Webb, like the old school G4 crew, you know, Olivia Munn and oh boy, I forgot old boy name. A lot of the old school G4 crew, like, you know, I love them, man. I grew up on that. I watched them all the time. You know, I have a tremendous amount of respect for Adam Sessler, and Morgan Webb and a lot of that old school crew, even to this day. Like, I respect all of them, man, and I really respect, you know, like his opinions and things like that. You know, even though I may not agree with everything that he says, I do respect his opinion when it comes to certain things gaming wise, right? The man himself, what's up? Argue the point, not the person. Yeah. I'm arguing the points. Like, I'm only arguing the points. None of that personal. I'm not attacking people's personal appearances and shit like that. I don't do that. I'm good. But you know, I want to put that out there. So, you know, the G4, you know, G4 reboot. You know, they came back. They got a lot of new people. Some old faces. You know, Adam Sessler's there, and they got Xavier Woods. the Black Hokage, this Frost chick, which I've never heard of this chick. And I forgot the other dude's name. Somebody in the chat tell me dude's name. I forgot his name, man. It's Frost, like okay, Gerard the completionist. That's his name. Gerard the completionist. And Xavier Woods. So you know they put out a couple videos last week, kind of talk about 2022 Xbox predictions and previews, PlayStation predictions and previews, multi-platform 2022 predictions, previews or whatever. Right? You know, usual shit that that I think a lot of us have been doing for like nothing. Like a lot of media sites are doing that because it's end of the year, whatever. No big deal, right? So I hadn't seen it when it first dropped. I hadn't seen it, but I seen a lot of people kind of quote tweeting G4 or sharing out this video, whatever the case may be, and like angry or like talking about how that. Who did I first see it from? I saw it from Wooly Gamer because I had quote tweeted the clip, right? And I was just like, yo, man, shit like this is why I can't get behind this new age G4 because it's a lot of pandering and misinformation. And that was just based off the clip. But I did watch the entire video to make sure that I had full context of the conversation. Because again, clips can be taken out of context, guys. They can, right? So I did watch I watched the PlayStation one, I watched the Xbox one, and because that's where the clips that are circulating Twitter are coming from those two videos. So I made sure I had watched those videos or whatever so that I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't want to, and also you guys know how I feel about misinformation. Like I don't like to be ill-informed, but I also don't like to be the one that is doing the misinformation. So I definitely love to I definitely wanted to see what everyone said so that I can understand what really is the issue here, right? Because the clip that one clip, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, yo, shorty, what the fuck are you talking about, right? But let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about it. So, listen, and I got the timestamps that I want to talk about because we're not about to sit here and watch this whole fucking thing. Hell no. I got timestamps though. Let me go back to, I think it's 2 minutes and 20 seconds, right? Hey, yo, guys, listen. Hey, yo, listen, I'm gonna say this, man. Yo, this gaming community, one thing I would say, bro, the gaming community and the games media, there needs to be like a soap opera that somebody creates for this shit, of like gaming soap opera. Cause I swear, bro, there is never a shortage of laughter and just conversation around this shit. There needs to be like this gaming community, the reality show or the reality some shit. Cause this shit be so funny. Anyway, all right, let's start. I might have to sift around because I think it was either 2 minutes and 20 or 3 minutes and 20, but let me see.
And AI specifically. So that's kind of like supposed to usher in is the world saying yes to you.
What the fuck? Fucking commercials, bro. What's going on here? Commercials, man. Shit is crazy. Barry keeps telling me I need to get that YouTube Premium. I refuse, man. They get that 5 seconds from me. It's all good.
Pick this up. Can I do this? Can I kill this person? Can I make this choice? Yes, 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 yes. And AI specifically. So that's kind of like.
Go back to the way that they announced Fallout 4 and then released it a few months later. I think that they felt they had to at least acknowledge, well, also they got bought by Microsoft. They had to acknowledge Starfield and Starfield having a release date. But beyond that, I think that we're going to see the same thing play out where, mum's the word until that, first reveal, and then they're just going to be able to like throw Starfield in our face all the way to the November release.
There have been a couple of leaks of certain images and maybe potential gameplay, but obviously nothing confirmed. Things that show a gravity HUD. Todd Howard has been really specific about.
With gameplay?
No.
Okay, here we go. It's 2 minutes. It was 2 minutes. It was 2 minutes and 50 seconds. 2 minutes and 50. All right, so let's go back to 240. because this is where I want to start. Or let's say 235, because Frost, she's speaking about because the question that, so a little bit of context. The question that you'll forget me not. What's up, Leon? What's good? Shout out to everybody here. TK, what's up? Shout out to everybody here. The question that Adam Sessler asked was, what are we looking forward to from Xbox and the usual questions. And Frost kind of started off the conversation, and then Completionist, he asked a question that many of us to this day are still asking, and I'm so glad he asked that question, because I don't think we can take excitement away from anybody when it comes to any game, right? You can be, because there's tons of games that we're all excited for. Spider-Man 2, for Wolverine, KOTOR, and a ton of other games that we still haven't really seen gameplay yet, right? But I think the reason why the power of his question is so powerful here is that when Xbox has that center stage and all eyes are on them, they have not provided substantial enough of gameplay, especially for Starfield, something that a lot of fanboys and whatnot are hyping. And even in this video, you see her kind of hyping that up or whatever. And she comes off as like I'm assuming she's a big Bethesda fan, because she seems to have a lot of knowledge about the things that they have done in the past or whatever the case may be. But I think that the important questions, especially when your game is slated to release in 2022, we've gotten more gameplay for God of War with no release date than we have for Starfield. We've gotten more gameplay for I just lost my train of thought. At the time, we had got more gameplay for Horizon Forbidden West with no release date than, obviously, we got more gameplay for Ratchet when they were showing that. Miles Morales, there was just more gameplay there than it is for Starfield. Something that, again, a year out, still no substantial gameplay to go off of. And, people aren't acknowledging that stuff, right? It's like, this is still a cause for concern, because you have a lot of other titles out there that are showing more gameplay. I mean, we've seen more gameplay of Suicide Squad with no date, Gotham Knights with no date. There's a ton of games out here, Dying Light, all these games that are coming out that we've seen more gameplay for than Starfield. But because it's Bethesda, a lot of people aren't going to be as critical or as concerned for gameplay as they would for a lot of other titles, because it's Bethesda. And we see where that got Halo, where a lot of people were dismissing the campaign of Halo and all this other stuff because it's Halo, because it's 343, blah blah blah. And we see what position that's in. You get what I'm saying? But let's hear what she says.
Building more Starfields, and even if it's not the perfect game on its release, it's kind of a new engine for Bethesda to build their.
See, and that's my thing, right? When it comes to she something that she says here that really just kind of throws me off, because I'm just like, even if it's not a perfect game at release, and it's already we're making excuses or giving a lot of these companies, S, what's good, man? CB3, what's up? Darth Starkiller, what's up? We're already giving these developers the free pass to be not perfect before we even see anything, right? And I think stuff like that can be counterproductive, because for a publisher or whoever, they see, oh well, you already aren't expecting us to release something at 100%. Why should we do that, right? And a lot of people may hear that and think, oh well, what company would really do something like that? A ton of companies would do something like that. You get what I'm saying? Regardless of who it is, you always have to keep in my opinion, I always tell you guys, never lower your expectations, because lowering your expectations means that you're giving the person that you expect something from to not have to try as hard for you to even be remotely satisfied, right? Because your expectations are low. They're in the, no, my expectations are always high. And the expectation for Starfield is that this game needs to be a drop, it needs to be 100%. It needs to be great, not good, not okay. It needs to be great. And I just think using those types of words and kind of giving games that a pass like that, I just feel like that can be really counterproductive to the development process, or really to the outlook of a game. You're already giving excuses before we see anything. So then when you see it and it's not at the at high expectations, the next excuse would be, oh well, you know, I wasn't really expecting it to be this great at launch anyway. So like, you know, it's giving it that pass, and I'm just like, yo, that's not, nah. But let's continue.
Next big legacy of their IP in building more Starfields, and even if it's not the perfect game on its release, it's kind of a new engine for Bethesda to build their RPG action adventure titles on. And this idea of more immersion than ever before in terms of how you immerse and interact with the game world, and that's why I think it's so hyped. Not just the space feature, but just this idea of like, what is next for gaming?
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Yo, he about to, yo, real talk. I ain't gonna lie. I would have cut, if I was the editor, I would have cut this question out before I uploaded this video, because I'm sorry, bro. Like, the man asked a question that millions of people in this gaming community have been asking since Starfield's inception. You feel me? I would have cut this question out, bro. I really would have. I would not have had this question be showed on the video, because yo, it's just crazy. Yo, listen to what he said.
Is there a trailer for this game
Yes.
with gameplay?
No.
Hey yo. Hey yo, listen. Listen, man. I would have cut this question out, bruh. I'm being so serious. Yo, G4 editors, if you're listening, I would have cut this question out. If it's a question like this being asked, cut the question out, bro. Cause I'm sorry. Hey yo, when I was first watching this video, I was on the floor in tears, bro. Cause I'm like, yo, why did they let this question be asked on this fucking show, bro? Like, why did you ask that question? Hey yo, that shit was yo. I'm gonna play that back because that shit was funny as fuck. I'm sorry, bro. That was funny.
Just the space feature, but just this idea of like, what is next for gaming?
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Is there a trailer for this game
Yes.
with gameplay?
No.
I rest my case.
I rest my yo. Yo, then he ends it with I rest my case. And listen, that's not because he's not a fanboy, right? And see, here's the thing that I want to point out about this gaming community, right? Because the same question that he's asking, I've asked, Bari has asked, the gaming community has asked. We all have asked that question, not to be malicious, right? And here's that side of the console wars that I think a lot of people, especially the ones who claim they're not a part of the console war or they're above it or whatever, they can never turn off. Because if I'm asking that question, or if Bari's asking that question, they look at it as, oh, you prefer PlayStation, so you're only asking that question to be negative, or to because you hate gaming or you hate Xbox. And it's like, no, that question is not just being asked by me. The question is being asked by the community, regardless of what their preference is. That question is being asked because the same questions are asked of PlayStation of where's the release date? Where's the gameplay? Is this next gen only? Is it this? Is it that? Those questions are asked by the community all the time of PlayStation. And we're supposed to just accept those questions and keep it moving. But that same type of question is being asked by the community. And again, Gerard, he's not no fanboy. He's not in these fanboy conversations. He's not out here trolling. He's not doing none of that. He is asking a simple question that all of us have asked. And you realize that the panel starts laughing. Adam and everyone on the panel, they start laughing because their thoughts are what our thoughts are. What the fuck is this game? The concept. We all can be excited for the concept or whatever case may be, but the game is a year out and we still have no substantial gameplay. We've gotten more gameplay from Horizon than we have from Starfield. We've gotten more gameplay from God of War than we have from Starfield. And that's the question. And again, it's not a question that's being asked to be malicious. It is a question that is being asked because it just doesn't make sense. It does not make sense, right? So that's one thing that I want people to understand within this community, especially the whole console war community or whatever. These questions are being asked because we don't know nothing. Can you be excited for the idea of something? Absolutely. We still don't know nothing. We haven't seen nothing. They're gonna wait till down to the last wire to show gameplay like they did with Halo in its campaign? Is there developmental troubles? Exactly, Lorenzo. We've seen more gameplay of Final Fantasy 16 than we have for Starfield, and there wasn't even a released year for this game. This is what I'm saying. Let's continue. And listen, he's laughing. He's laughing because he knows.
To Gerard's point is, yeah, there's been a lot of talk about this game. We haven't seen the game.
Yeah.
If you go back to the way that they announced Fallout 4 and then released it a few months later, I think that they felt they had to at least acknowledge, well, also they got bought by Microsoft. They had to acknowledge Starfield and Starfield having a release date. But beyond that, I think that we're going to see the same thing play out where, mum's the word until that, first reveal, and then they're just going to be able to throw Starfield in our face all the way to the November release.
There have been a couple of leaks of certain images and maybe potential gameplay, but obviously nothing confirmed. Things that show a gravity HUD. Todd Howard has been really specific about HUD design in the future, and this one specifically shows it has a G for gravity. You're in space. They say that there is space travel, so everyone's like, "Whoo, traveling around different worlds." That sounds like No Man's Sky.
Hey, this dude completionist. Hey, this dude, he could never play poker. Cause this man's face, this man is looking at this shit like, "Hey, shorty, what the fuck are you talking?" In his mind, I know he we don't even know what this bullshit is. Just look at his face. Hey, this Gerard dude, this completionist dude is look at this. Look at his face, bro. The man is unimpressed, bro. Hey, the man is unimpressed, man. The man is unimpressed. Just look at his face, God. That man is unimpressed, bro.
Sky.
I'm kind of in the middle. I'm not gonna go as far as to say I'm excited about Starfield because I'm with Gerard. We haven't seen any gameplay, but I am interested in it for the simple fact that I love anything space. I'm a space.
See, now Black Hokage's answer here is actually a very, in my opinion, a very fair and just. That makes sense. He's interested, right? That his answer seemed, to me at least, his answer seems more believable because that just makes more sense to me. It doesn't feel like you're trying too hard to sell your excitement. It just seems more believable. He loves space, he loves all that type of stuff, and so that's why his interest is there. Obviously, he wants to see gameplay, blah blah blah. That just seems like a answer that someone would give. Personally speaking. Obviously, personally speaking, it just seems more of a believable answer.
Space whore. When it comes to anything related space, you're really only limited by your imagination because we don't really know what's out there, So I think it leaves them a lot of wiggle room to create something really creative, and that's the reason I'm looking forward to it, as well as I'm a huge fan of Fallout. So they're gonna get some of the benefit of the doubt from me, but to get that full-blown excitement from me, we got to see some gameplay.
So I understand the.
All right, so now the next part, I think it was 6 minutes.
I'm very comfortable with the benefit of the doubt on that one.
And just to build even a little bit more hype around this, and obviously, again, I think that the language they've been using around Starfield is really interesting because they're...
No, not that. Where is it? I think it was in the 13 minutes.
Espionage.
The TLDR is that they have a huge proven track record.
Come on, man, with these fucking commercials. Lord have mercy. Nobody want no fucking Dr. Pepper, man. I like Sprite. Sprite better. Actually, I like Dr. Pepper though, but
experiences and world immersion, and it kind of came to a head when they made Outer Worlds.
That's
after,
what I was.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
the one.
yeah.
Outer
After
Worlds
it
was. That was. I was like. I was circling the drain in my mind. I was like, they made another game before they announced Avowed. Outer Worlds was a brilliant title.
Yeah, and Bethesda put their foot in it with Fallout 76, and then Obsidian was like, hold our beer, made Outer Worlds, and kind of.
Bro, real talk. I watched this whole thing. They spent like majority of this time just talking about Bethesda, which is they kind of touched on Obsidian, but they didn't really talk about like Fable or the other like 20 studios or 18 studio. Like they didn't mention Everwilds. They didn't mention none of that shit. They really only stuck on Bethesda, which was kind of crazy, and touched on, like I said, touched on Obsidian a little bit. They really, this whole episode, they didn't really talk about a whole, but let's continue.
Showed them how to make that IP and franchise again, and now Avowed is supposedly the Elder Scrolls version. So if you're Microsoft, you sit fat and happy, you're like, I have Bethesda and I have Obsidian, and they are competing together to make RPG action titles in apocalyptic and fantasy worlds. And since Elder Scrolls 6 is somewhere distantly on the horizon.
This is okay. So excuse me. So now we're gonna get into like the clip that's been circulating and people kind of, getting real angry and kind of like, this is where all of the commotion and talk has come in, right? And this is where our true conversation will start, right? I want you guys to see the whole clip though. The whole thing, so that we can have that proper conversation, right? I don't want it to just be a small little snippet. Y'all know how I am about that. I don't like misinformation. So let's watch her whole response, then we'll talk about it.
Yes,
amongst
amongst its one logo.
Title screen. Elder Scrolls 6, eventually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
One day you will play that game you want to play.
Yeah.
Now that we've highlighted a few of the games that are coming up, we can go down the line. If anyone wants to highlight the game they are most excited for, that's going to be exclusive. Well, it's kind of exclusive to Xbox, but also kind of exclusive to PC, Xbox, the Windows platform.
I actually really want to start there. I think that Xbox has absolutely dumpstered Sony this time around. It used to be kind of really back and forth, and then Sony...
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Yo, Chad, I'm sorry. Chad, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hey, yo, shorty, what the fuck are you talking about? Hey, yo, look at I'm telling you, look at Gerard's face. Look at his face, bro. Watch his face. Watch Adam Sessler's face, bro. Hey, yo, listen. Hey, yo, shorty, yo, mommy, you got to come back down to earth, man. You in Starfield space right now. You got to come back down to earth. I think she was still on that Starfield Bethesda high from the earlier conversation, so she kind of jumped into answering this question a little too quickly. Shorty, you got to come back down to earth. Yo, let's watch it again.
Kind of exclusive to Xbox, but also kind of exclusive to PC, Xbox, the Windows platform.
I actually really want to start there. I think that Xbox has absolutely dumpstered Sony this time around. It used to be kind of really back and forth, and then Sony with the PlayStation 2 really overtook things with their library. The PS3 was great. PS4 was probably fine till the end of its era, but the PS5 has been...
PS4 kind of fine till the end of its era? What? Hey, yo, you understand that the last year of PlayStation 4, 2020, before the next gen consoles came out, was probably the greatest year of PlayStation's existence. We got three of the greatest games to release last year. 3 of the greatest games to release of all generation released last year, with Final Fantasy VII Remake The Last of Us Part 2, and Ghost of Tsushima. Those are three, and the most awarded game in history, or one of the most awarded games, got almost or has 300 awards. Last of Us Part 2, and they kinda was doing good until the end of this. At the end of its what? See, and things like that is kind of, I think, what a lot of this, real talk. You know what this is, guys? This is gaslighting. I'm not even kidding. This what you're watching here. She's gaslighting like crazy. She's gaslighting, and this is why a lot of people in the community got so triggered, because like, she is gaslighting. Like, watch the rest of this response. Let me back it up a little bit. There's a lot of gaslighting going on in her response, in her responses, and that's why, cause I'm looking at a lot of people in the community. I'm like, why y'all so like, a lot of people like legit were like pissed off, and I'm just like, what the hell is, like, and I'm watching, not really watching, and I'm like, she's gaslighting. She's gaslighting like crazy, bro. I'm just like, that is why a lot of people, and a lot of people are getting triggered by that, because they don't, gaslighting is it's crazy, man. Because, like, a lot of people, when you getting gaslighted, bro, you really start to, like, a lot of people, if they don't know they're being gaslighted, they start to think that this is what it really is. But because she's speaking so confidently, a lot of people think they don't know what the fuck they talk. Listen, this is gaslighting 101.
Dumpstered Sony this time around. It used to be kind of really back and forth, and Sony with the PlayStation 2 really overtook things with their library. The PS3 was great. PS4 probably fine till the end of its era, but the PS5 has been, in my opinion, nowhere to be seen. Not only in acquiring the console, but in finding any titles, and the fact that
hey, what? Come on, guys, come on, man, come on, Frost, ma'am, come on, shorty, what are we doing right now, man? Nothing, no titles to be found. PlayStation, and this is why it's gaslighting and why it's so crazy. It's because the launch of the PlayStation 5 saw not only the biggest launch title lineup for the PlayStation, right? But it also saw some of the most successful titles to be launched titles. Miles Morales, Demon Souls, Astro's Playroom, Sackboy Big Adventure, Godfall, Bug Snacks. Just that launch lineup alone, there is something there for everyone. There is something there for everyone. Miles Morales is still charting. What do you talk? And again, that's why this is like some real like gaslighting shit, because that statement alone does not make sense, because that factually that is not true. And then if we go into 2021, we had Oddworld, we had Destruction All Stars, Returnal, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, Death Stranding Director's Cut, right? Guilty Gear, Kena Bridge of Spirits. There's a ton of stuff that has released throughout the year. People are looking at these last two or three Solar Ash. People are looking at these last 2 or 3 months of the year, and they're saying, oh well, this is why Fist. Yeah, thank you, Fist. Lorenzo, a ton of games that have released, and I'm just like, where are you looking for games? And that's why I'm like, I'm looking at her statement. I'm listening to her statement, and I'm just like, this factually, this does not make sense.
I know, right?
It's okay. You got one.
What do I do with it now?
Hey, forgive yourself. You got one. You did it. You're amongst us.
The fact that I will never own an Xbox, but I can have Game Pass and
This is where, and this is why I wanted you guys to hear the whole statement. This is why I wanted you guys to hear the whole statement, because a lot of people are just hearing the whole dumpster dumping on PlayStation, or, you know, PlayStation's going to get smoked or whatever. This is why I wanted you guys to hear the whole statement. Now, she mentioned how PlayStation doesn't have this title, or it doesn't really have much, blah blah blah, all that stuff, right? Like, she mentions that, right? She says it doesn't have this, doesn't have that, but then what she goes into for the success of Xbox, one, doesn't pertain to Xbox in terms of the actual console, but two, Game Pass, majority of that stuff is old titles. Majority of that stuff is cross-generational. All of it is cross-generational, actually. Is a lot of indies, and, you know, not trying to minimize indies, but what I'm trying to say is, if we're looking at the new stuff that has released for Xbox and compared it to PlayStation, they, in terms of number, not in terms of quality, but just in terms of numbers, PlayStation outdoes that. And then if we're looking at both services of PS Now and Game Pass, and again, in terms of numbers, from a number standpoint, and I would even argue a quality standpoint as well, to some degree, but in terms of numbers, PlayStation has close to 1,000 games on PS Now. There's no mention of that in this conversation when they talk about PlayStation. But I want you to hear her response with Xbox.
Forgive yourself. You got one. You did it. You're amongst us.
the fact that I will never own an Xbox, but I can have Game Pass and
Listen to what she said. Y'all not hearing it. Y'all not hearing, and this is why I say this shit is funny, and it's a lot of gaslighting, and this shit's very funny. This is why I say that, because let me slow it down, because y'all not hearing what she said.
Yourself. You.
Oh no, let's speed that up just a little bit.
never own an Xbox.
Y'all hear it?
I will never own an Xbox.
What? Do I need to slow it down just a tad more? Let's slow it down as much as we can slow it down. Because I don't think y'all hearing what she said.
The fact that I will never own an Xbox.
That to me, excuse me, to me, that's the part that really blew my mind, because I'm just like, wait, what? So the greatest thing about Xbox is the fact that you don't have to own an Xbox to play their games. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, right? It's not about the, I'm telling you guys, it's not about the games. It's about where they don't have to play them. The fact that you still need to buy a PlayStation 5 or a PS4 or whatever to play a lot of the newer titles, at least, you know, because, you know, that whole stuff with their old titles. But the fact that you have to buy a PlayStation, it still bothers a lot of people. They want that whole cross. They want shit on PC. They don't want to own a console to do it. Like, listen to what she says, man.
You're amongst us.
The fact that I will never own an Xbox, but I can have Game Pass and Xbox on my PC is life-changing.
I wonder why it's life-changing. You don't need to own the console. That's why it's so great. It's not about the games, man. It's about not having to own the console to access these games. So if I want to play it, I don't have to buy the console to play those games. It's that convenience. It's that convenience that has a lot of these people, especially a lot of these media people. It has them talking the way they talk when it comes to Xbox, because their experiences are never. Their experiences, from what I've seen throughout this, especially this year, I'll really just focus in on this year. For a lot of what I've seen this year when it comes to media, right, and how they speak on Xbox, it's never really about the actual console. It's just about the accessibility of their games on other devices. That's what's most important. It's not about the console. You know, they're not speaking their experience for a lot of their experience. It's not about console. It's about Game Pass. It's about Game Pass, Game Pass, Game Pass, Game Pass on PC, Game Pass here, Game Pass there. It's not about the console. When you're speaking on PlayStation, you're speaking on the capabilities of the console. You're speaking on the DualSense. You're speaking on its games that you have to have a PlayStation to play and own, or at least a PS5 to play and own. That is, you know, I think for a lot of these people, that's why when they say, oh, well, you know, PlayStation needs to follow Xbox. Xbox is more consumer friendly. It's not that PlayStation is doing something malicious or trying to get over on its consumers or on its supporters. That is not what is happening. What they're seeing is they don't have to the same practices that PlayStation, Nintendo, and whoever have been doing for generations now. A lot of people are looking at what Xbox is doing and saying that what PlayStation is doing is not good enough. Right? Although PlayStation has continuously broke records, PlayStation has continuously broken records with their financial report, their revenue, their profits, and things of that nature. You know, what the media and a lot of fanboys in the community, what they're saying PlayStation needs to do to be better. PlayStation is proving, and Nintendo as well. PlayStation and Nintendo are proving that they don't need to follow whatever Microsoft is doing to be successful, because one, PlayStation is in first place, and PlayStation and Nintendo kind of interchangeably are in first place. One month is Nintendo or it's PlayStation, whatever. Two, they're both putting out games at full price that sell and break records and continuously sell and break records. And three, they also have a service like Game Pass, and obviously PlayStation was first to the market with something like that, albeit they kind of tripped up with the way it launched with Gaikai and with PS Now, how is that whole rent for a couple of hours or whatever the case may be. I think we all can acknowledge where they tripped up in the beginning. But what I'm getting at is, with what PlayStation has done through its PlayStation 4 life cycle and going into PlayStation 5, and when we go back to the Sean Layden interview that me and Bari did, where Sean Layden said that PS Now was meant to be catalog content for older titles, for that preservation that so many people cry that they want, right? That whole preservation of older titles, and how do we kind of keep that stuff alive? Here's PS Now, where you've got like this catalog content of games that you can choose from and play and blah blah blah, and whatever the case may be. And you look at Nintendo and what Nintendo has been doing with Nintendo Online, where they've incorporated Super Nintendo, NES, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, and Sega. Now, with 64 and Sega, the fact that those things are now coming about, these subscription-based services are and really, I do think that PlayStation and Nintendo, to a lesser degree, have kind of have it right, where it's a catalog concept for titles, old titles, maybe some new stuff sprinkled in there, but nothing substantial, nothing that is on a level of like a Horizon or a God of War or a GT or something like that. But there's enough newness that's coming into the service that entices people to want to buy into the service, right? That is what this is. People that want to, people get nostalgia. Is really trying to capitalize on people's nostalgia, right? But people are looking at what Xbox is doing when they're putting new titles into a service, right? And they're putting these new big titles into a service day and date. But then again, the grass isn't always greener on the other side, because, as much as people are boasting about, the titles of like Forza Horizon or Halo, Halo especially is a shell of its former self. You understand? It's very watered down. It's lacking a lot of content, right? The player base has dropped off significantly, right? The progression system is a mess, right? Forza Horizon, I'm pretty sure that, racing games are kind of, I think a little bit more niche anyway, to a degree. So I think Horizon might be the kind of the standout in regards to that. But what a lot of people, especially media, are seeing is that Xbox is willing to put even big budget titles into this service day and date. So people are looking at PlayStation because they ain't looking at Nintendo because, you know, they're an anomaly. It's Nintendo. 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 You know what they say about Nintendo? You know, they never look at Nintendo for this shit. It's really only PlayStation. But anyway, when it comes to PlayStation, they're looking at what Xbox is doing and saying, and looking at PlayStation and say PlayStation needs to follow suit, even though the numbers, the financials, the numbers do not prove that PlayStation needs to do that, because there is no substantial data that proves that what Xbox is doing is successful. And again, looking at the financial reports, nothing shows it's successful as opposed to the old model of how we do things. But this is what people want, because people don't want to spend money, because they bring up, you know, my kids and this and bills and this and that and listen, no one gives a fuck. Like, I'm being honest, no one cares, man. I have to pay bills too. You have to pay bills as well. How many people in this chat right now have to pay bills? How many people right now have their mortgage or their rent or whatever due on the 1st of January of the new year, and no one in the chat gives a fuck? No one cares. You just got to, your bills got to be made. You're paid. No one cares if you want to buy that new console or buy that new games. Bills need to be paid. So you need to make a choice. Do you want a warm place to stay during the month of January, or do you want to play games? And if you do choose the games, where are you going to play the games? You get what I'm saying? Like, all these other outside, and this is the whole thing with gaming, and why, you know, I think gaming is kind of in the state that it's in right now in terms of its community, in terms of media and things like that, is that people are bringing outside entities or outside sources into gaming and trying to use this as excuses for why games shouldn't cost the price that they cost, or it shouldn't be this or that. And it's like, do you go to your job, right? And you know, say your boss says, you know, I need you to work a couple hours late to meet this deadline, and you say, oh, well, you know, I normally work these hours or whatever, you know, I shouldn't have to do this. You know, you say that, right? But then the next question that you have to ask yourself is, I lost my train of thought. Hold on, let me get my thought together with my example, because I don't want my example to kind of fall apart. So let me say this. I'll say it like this. Let me rephrase. Let me clean that up, and let me rephrase. You have responsibilities at your job or your career or whatever you do in life, right? But you also have home responsibilities. You also have responsibilities to your family, to your wife, to your kids, to your household. There's a ton of responsibilities that you have in your life, right? Gaming is not really a responsibility. Gaming is a luxury. Gaming is a hobby. Gaming is a pastime, right? It's not meant to be something that you treat as a bill if you don't want to. It's not a necessity. What's happening in gaming is a lot of people are trying to turn gaming into a necessity or into a utility, but then they're realizing the price that it costs to actually make it such a thing, and want the games to change. People want the rules to change to fit their narrative, to fit their pockets, to fit their wallet, or maybe because they're just fucking cheap. Listen, every game don't need to be bought day one. Every game don't need to be played day one. Buy the games when you can comfortably buy and play them, right? But again, FOMO and a number of other things within our community and within this space is what really has pushed a lot of people into this bubble of, it has to fit my lifestyle right here and right now. No, it doesn't, because it's not a necessity. If you can't experience this in its form that it's supposed to be experienced in, then it's not meant for you right now. That is not saying that you are not allowed to be in this space, or you don't deserve the right, or don't have the right to be in this space. Everyone has the right to do and enjoy anything they want, but you also have to adhere to the monetary or the financial requirements that such a hobby requires of you. And if that is not something that everyone can have in the here and now, that is okay. But it's not. But that does not mean that the business model needs to form around you. Now, the only time that a business model may need to change to form around the lifestyle of a gamer is if a large majority of people cannot experience this the way that media, the way that the gaming economy, or the way that the business structure has structured it to be, right? So that's when something may change, right? If sales fall off, or if this is not selling the way it should because of this or whatever, then and this is why I say this whole I feel and my truth at era that we're in, people are ignoring the facts, data, and statistics. The facts, data, and statistics, the financial reports prove that what PlayStation and what Nintendo are doing pulls in the most money, generates the most money, and it's still a successful business model. There is no facts, data, or statistics because really, Microsoft won't even give us, other companies had to give us the fucking sales numbers of the damn Xbox One X and the One, and even the Series S and X. We don't even know the concrete numbers of Game Pass concurrent numbers. But people are using this as an excuse to why this is best for gamers. But this is great for gamers. No, it's not. It's not, because there are no facts, data, and statistics to prove such. Not in a substantial form like there is of the normal business model. And again, going back to the conversation of sustainability, and not just I have had this conversation, but Sean Layden has spoken on this. Strauss Zelnick has spoken about this. CEOs of billion-dollar industries, successful companies and businesses have spoken on the sustainability of a model such as this in a wider environment. Again, it can be there, right? But it needs to function as an add-on and not as the primary. People are trying to make this business model the primary and not an add-on feature, and that is the problem. And what we're seeing here with Frost, and again, all respect to her, right? She's entitled to her own opinion. We're only having that conversation, right? What we're seeing here is the excitement to not have to spend money. And I guess, who wouldn't be excited to save a couple bucks, right? But the other side of that is the gaming industry and gaming in general, you have to treat this as an economy. An economy is only as successful as the money that you're pumping into the economy. You need people spending money. You need dollars to circulate within a community, within an economic structure in order for it to be sustainable. If everyone is saving, and this is why it's better to put your money into the stock. Well, I don't want to get into that conversation because that's not this podcast, but let's finish listening to what she says.
It is amazing to me. I play Forza almost every single night. I think it has just been the slam dunk when we can't get these consoles. And at this point, I'm like, Xbox can do no wrong by me. Give me all of these titles, because now I have my souped up PC. I have my PS5. I'll eventually use it for something. But
you see what I mean? Xbox can do no wrong so long as you keep giving me games on PC. So even if they release some dog shit, or barely has released anything for the year, they cannot do no wrong because I'm able to play it on PC. I'm not spending the monetary, the return on investment or the risk to spending money with Xbox is minimal. It's minimal. That is why a lot of people love it, because the risk that the financial risk that you take on Xbox is minimal. We're talking as little as $5 to $15 a month on Game Pass on your PC. That is the financial burden or the financial risk that you would take on within the Xbox ecosystem. And to a lot of people, that seems appealing, regardless of what the game is, regardless of how good it is, regardless of how. That's why you see a lot of people accepting of mediocrity, because the risk is low. But I tell you guys, if something's free, who are you to complain? You can't complain about something that's free, because the response is going to be it's free. And what is the response that you often see when it comes to games that release on Xbox and its quality? Well, it's on Game Pass, so that's a good thing, because I couldn't see, what was that one reviewer that was saying about Psychonauts 2? It's a good thing that this is in Game Pass, because this isn't a game that I can see myself spending money on, but it's a great game. How does something like that make sense coming out of your mouth? That doesn't even make sense. And I had said this on Mooch's podcast back then too. That if I was a developer, I would take that as disrespect. Like, that's hella to me. That's hella disrespectful. But maybe it's me. I'm overthinking it. But let's finish hearing what she has to say.
Till then, it is Game Pass for me all the way.
Anything you're excited for?
I don't.
Ayo, this completionist dude, man. This might be my favorite outside of Adam Sessler. I think completionist is my favorite because he just. Ayo, this dude is he just like he not gonna cap, bro, because it's crazy hearing her talk and then like the very next person that speaks, it just seems more realistic, bro. Like it just, I don't know, man.
Really have a lot of knowledge about the Xbox exclusive stuff aside from what we already talked about.
Until then.
See, he said I don't really have a knowledge about Xbox exclusive stuff because we don't know nothing. That's why. We don't know shit.
It is Game Pass for me all the way.
Anything you're excited for?
I don't really have a lot of knowledge about the Xbox exclusive stuff aside from what we already talked about. I've always just been the guy that is friends with people who play Xbox games, and I was the friend who'd come over and play them.
And in other words, he's saying I really didn't see a need to buy an Xbox because there wasn't shit on there worth me picking up the console for. He's saying it in a nice way though.
I own an Xbox. I own every iteration of the Xbox. But yeah, I mean, I feel like for now, I'm just kind of waiting for a title that appeals to me. I am the guy that's like, I would love a Banjo-Kazooie 3. I would love any rare resurgence of classic IPs from them.
Grab by the Ghoulies.
Grab by the Ghoulies was wonderful.
I was being snide when I said that, but clearly you were in it.
I love Grab by the Ghoulies. You underestimate me. I'm a weird dude in that way. Yeah, until then, I mean, hell, I'll even do Viva Pinata. Like, I'm.
That was such a good game.
Viva Pinata is exceptional.
Yeah, I think for me,
He's scratching at the. He's scraping at the barrel for. He's scraping at the barrel for a response because he know like ain't shit, ain't shit there like he really care about. Now I want to jump to the last part that I want to jump to is the part where everyone is I seen a lot of people. Hey this is the part where we gonna have that conversation.
It's gonna turn out as big of a fan as I am. All of us. I've got to do it.
Wait, this is wild. I like hyped up game. Okay, yeah, Starfield's great. Obsidian, amazing.
Hey, listen. Hey, listen. She is about to like really go. She about to go off here, bruh. Real talk. Y'all prepare yourselves, cause like, this gaslight is about to be crazy, Prepare your minds.
I like hyped up game. Okay, yeah, Starfield's great. Obsidian, amazing. I actually think Xbox is gonna have a hell of a 2022. I think they're gonna absolutely smoke Sony until Sony get their act together right now.
Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! Ayo, listen. How do you say that with a straight face, man? Like, I'm being so, listen. No fanboy shit, no troll shit. I am being as honest as I can possibly be. I am sincerely asking you all this question in the chat. I'm sincerely asking you. How the hell do you say that with a straight face? How the fuck do you say that with a straight face? Adam Sessler, in his mind, you can see his mind, like, this man is projecting out his mind right now, bro. You can see all over his face what he's thinking. In his mind, this motherfucker like, yo, shorty, what the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about, shorty? Are we looking at the same lineup? Are we looking at the same lineup? Hey, yo. Hey, yo, man. Hey, yo, man. I have to rewind that. 'Cause I can't believe. I'm gonna be honest, man. She's bold. This woman is a very bold woman. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Cause like, yo, like, you know, like IGN or whatever, they wouldn't say it like this. They would say it in like a more subliminal, you know, what she is bold. This is a bold woman, man. She straight out said this with a straight face.
I think Xbox is going to have a hell of a 2022. I think they're going to absolutely smoke Sony until Sony get their act together right now. I think the PlayStation is kind of dead man walking.
Yo, look at Adam. yo, and this is why I'm telling you, bro. This is Gaslight 101, bro. She put the cherry on top with her response. It said, "I think Sony is dead man walking." Yo, look at Adams. All right, there's 3 faces you need to look at. Look at Jared's face, because I'm telling you, bro, if I can read minds, this Gerard dude, the completionist, this dude is in his mind laughing loud as fuck right now, bro. Xavier Woods, he just like, yo, why the fuck am I here? Xavier Woods just like, yo, I'm just trying to go back to wrestling and get the next title. Like, shorty, what you talk about? And then Adam Sessler, he just like, yo, being in the, and Adam Sessler's mind, he's just, because he knew, Adam Sessler knew, being in the industry and being part of the media and stuff like that for so long, he knew that what she said was going to generate a lot of that fanboy traffic. He knew. That's why he said what he said, because he know. Yo, this is a bold woman, man.
Sony until Sony get their act together right now. I think the PlayStation is kind of dead man walking.
Oh, wow. You get to have the emails from the Sony Defense Force, not me. I love that. Yeah,
I don't know.
to pick even one.
She said it sucks to suck. I'm telling you, bro. This chick trolling y'all, man. She's trolling you, bro. She not being, yo. She said it sucks to suck. Yo.
The emails from the Sony Defense Force, not me. I love that. Yeah, I don't know. To pick even one of those 3 that we just talked about, I get.
Yo, she trolling, man. She trolling, man. I'm telling you, this chick is Shorty said it sucks to suck. She trolling y'all, bruh. She trolled y'all in this response, man.
I'm gonna go with Starfield. Because I would be playing that game even if I was.
Because Starfield is the only thing outside of Stalker, which I think Stalker's timed. Stalker, I think Redfall might be coming out next year. We don't really know. But outside of really Starfield, which is the only thing that has a concrete date, we really don't know anything else that's coming out on Xbox next year. Outside of that. That's really it. Avowed's not coming out next year. Everwild, we don't even know. The developers don't even know what the fuck that is. I want to have a conversation with y'all. I know a lot of y'all itching. Y'all itching. I want to have this conversation, man. Let's talk. I want to talk. I'm in the Discord. Because here's my thing, right? My thing is this. When it comes to what she says and what she's talking about, it don't make no, it just doesn't make sense. Because even if you're someone that does not really follow gaming like that, you know that PlayStation Like, you see, there are certain titles and things like that that are synonymous with PlayStation. PlayStation's been advertising like crazy. Nintendo and their success has been advertising like crazy. Like, the success of you've seen the success of PlayStation from last gen to this generation. You've seen it, right? You've seen the conversations, with Nintendo and Nintendo's everywhere. Like, grandmothers and granddads fucking they love Nintendo and talking about Nintendo and stuff like that. So it's just weird. And again, this is the media that's saying this stuff, and that's why it's kind of this kind of stuff. That's why it kind of doesn't bold as well, because if it's some random dude on the internet or whatever the case may be, it's not really, some people may respond to it, some people may speak on it. You got a lot of background noise, Omar. Some people may speak on it or whatever the case may be, but it's not really something that really holds a lot of weight. It's the people that have this following. Again, when you're in the media and things like that, there's a certain level of impartiality, of remaining impartial, right? To a certain degree, right? Everyone can have their preference. I don't think that's a problem. But in the media, when you hear stuff to this level, that's when it's like, okay, this is some fanboy shit. This is some fanboy shit, because it comes off as being misinformed, right? A lot of people feel like, oh yeah, you misinformed. I feel like, based off even the stuff she was talking about with Xbox, it just doesn't come off as being informed, like ill-informed. But I think with the media, the whole thing about the media is that when it comes to the gaming media, there's a lot of this stuff going around where it's pandering, misinformation, and things like that. And like I said, everyone can have their opinions and speak on their opinions on things, and I don't think that's where the issue lies. The issue lies in not providing the full picture before you do so, right? To say that PlayStation needs to get their act together because their 2022 looks abysmal or whatever the case may be, are we looking at the same 2022? Because if I'm looking at the same 2022 that you're looking at, I would argue that Xbox looks abysmal in comparison. Not saying that their lineup is terrible. In comparison to PlayStation and even Nintendo, it looks abysmal because the kind of caliber of games that are releasing on both PlayStation and Nintendo, it is going to warp Xbox. The only fighting chance for Xbox is Starfield, and that's not even from a gameplay standpoint. That is from what's the word I'm looking for? It's from a familiarity standpoint, right? Because it's Bethesda, because of the name of Bethesda and who's making the games. Yo, Pari. Oh my God, are you playing a clip?
No, that was actually me, impersonating her.
Yo, man.
Bar, you wild.
We got folks in the chat though, man. Shout out to everybody here, man. Yo, Artemis, what's up, bro? We got Dark Artemis, we got Blue Mustang, we got Karaba, and we got Bari in the building, man. We got some good people here. Like I said, if anybody else want to come through and talk, have a conversation, we can. Before I let y'all give y'all thoughts, I want to put this out here, guys. Again, like I said, we're not going to be, we're not going to be disrespecting this Froster's appearance and all that. I don't play that bullshit. We're not going to do that. We can critique her gaming thoughts and opinions, but in terms of like trying to come at her appearance, like I said, I've seen a lot of that stuff, some of that stuff happening in the community. I don't do that. I don't play that shit. So none of that disrespecting her as a person and her physical appearance. No, but if you want to critique her thoughts on gaming and stuff like that, that's perfectly fine. Yo, Dark Optimus, man, we start with you, bro. Go ahead, give us your thoughts.
Well, I don't think her thoughts are wrong for her, but I think as a whole, as gamers, I think her thoughts are wrong in terms of we don't know what's coming for Xbox. I mean, we know Crossfire X, we know Stalker 2, we know Starfield. That's it. Those are the only games that we know of right now. that's coming out for Xbox. Things that are coming out for PlayStation, we know Horizon Forbidden West, Sifu, freaking possibly Final Fantasy 16, Ragnarok. We know what's coming. We kind of have an idea of what's coming. We don't know what is entailed with Xbox. So it's crazy even say that Xbox is going to smoke PlayStation next year when we don't even know that there's things are coming from Xbox at all. We have no idea. It's really wild to even think of, to even say that. I mean, she's definitely bold for saying it. I mean, honestly, I kind of give her props for that, for just even just saying it out loud.
She a master troll, man. That's a master troll level shit. Because I'm just like, yo, you really talking like this? Like, I was a bit surprised. I'm just like, damn, you talking real bold. Like, this is just really like just not. Excuse me, just like
when
just
I watched
not
the
normal.
video, when I watched the video, I was all like, wow, she's putting it all on the table, man. She's going all out. I mean,
I think
good for her, but I think that there's kind of a disconnect between how she feels and how gamers actually feel at this point.
Well, the numbers prove that though. Dark Optimus, the numbers prove that. Like, it's not like this is just some fanboy. Oh, you're PlayStation bet. No, this isn't that. The numbers prove that people prefer Nintendo and PlayStation over Xbox. The numbers, the financials, that they all prove that, right? So it's not like these are lies when we say this stuff. But I think the part that's really getting a lot of people kind of like angry, for lack of a better term, was getting a lot of people angry within the community is those trigger words that she's saying. It's gonna smoke Sony, a dead man walking. It sucks to suck. That stuff, those are very triggering words in the social media world. So I think that's what really got a lot of people in their feelings.
You knew what she was doing when she said those things.
Oh yeah.
She knew.
100%.
She knew.
100%. No, I agree. She definitely knew, and I think she was just like, I'm just gonna poke the bear.
Yeah, might as well.
I'm just gonna poke the bear.
You're in front of the camera, like might as well poke the bear. She knew that PlayStation guys and probably even some Xbox guys are gonna be like, what the heck, like why is she saying these things, or whatever. But I honestly I don't even blame her. To be honest, I think she's trying to make a name for herself, and she's got
a big
hell of a job.
Well, that's the thing. She has a big following. Like, it's not like she's just some no name. No, this is someone that's definitely very well known within the industry and community, or she wouldn't be on G4. You get what I'm saying? So I don't think it's most of her making a name for herself. I just think it's a combination of, one, not reading the room, two, not understanding how volatile this community is or can possibly be, especially towards a lot of the media, and three, misinformation, like pandering and misinformation. A lot of her responses just came off very, very panderish. It's not a word, but I'm gonna make it a word.
She knew exactly what she was doing, bruh. This is what the media has been doing for the past year, bruh. The media has told you outside of G4, the PlayStation has nothing in their library. Go get an Xbox Game Pass. The media purposely excuses or omits PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now offerings when it comes to PlayStation 5. Hence, giving a PlayStation 5 review saying all PlayStation can offer is games. We already see what the media has been doing, bro. This is not nothing out of like, oh, this is just her being that's her being her. No, this is purposely because they want to push a certain agenda and a certain message that Xbox has everything got it going and PlayStation need to get their act together. How many sites have you seen and wrote up articles or videos have been saying the same sentiment that this girl has been pushing? Numbers of sites and videos have been pushing the same joint. What this girl has been pushing. PlayStation is out the loop. PlayStation's getting destroyed. You got dudes out here in this community that know goddamn well Xbox did not have an amazing year 2021, but they are putting out videos claiming Xbox has won 2021. Heck, there's a video live right now from one of these weird Xbox channels claiming that Ninja Theory has cemented themselves as Xbox top quality, like Naughty Dog on PlayStation. That video is live right now, going on YouTube.
Oh man,
These dudes, like I've been telling you guys for the longest, Xbox fan base is like reality warpers. Like Marvel,
man.
they wish things to existence. You have no basis, you have nothing, but these dudes out here making apples into butterflies. They just say, hey, that apple right there is a butterfly, and that's how they think. They whatever they think, they're gonna snap it into reality because these guys are the media. The fanboys that we argued against back in 2020, whatever, they are the media now. So that's the agenda they push it. Xbox could not launch not one goddamn game in 2022. Who gives a fuck? They're gonna push that Game Pass is amazing. Xbox is great. Blah blah. You look at this controller. The controller's amazing. They're gonna talk about features they're not even using, like quick resume. They're gonna talk about every motherfucking thing. They don't give a goddamn because people in their Xbox reviews persona, everybody in the chat, in their Xbox reviews has said it's not about the Series S or the Series X in their Xbox Series X and S review. It's about Game Pass. It doesn't matter if Xbox ain't dropping no game. They could drop a game in 1 or 2 months and they won the year. This is what they are pushing.
They won the year all on Forza and Halo. Like, these are franchises that have been established for years. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, but the thing is, they're ignoring January, February, March, April, May, June. They ignore all of that. But they don't give a damn. This is what they're gonna push because they want that equilibrium, or they want Xbox to be ahead of PlayStation, and they want PlayStation to do what Xbox is doing. And they're gonna force their way. They're gonna make up these articles. They're gonna say whatever they gotta say to have that reality come into form. That PlayStation is gonna be copying what Xbox is doing. That's what they want.
Jeez. Let me
that's why you have this lady right here. No disrespect to her. I don't know her. You know what I mean? I was cooking her too. I don't know her, but the thing is, I'm gonna cook you off of what you're saying in your comments. Your comments is dumb as fuck. I don't give a damn if I'm on G4. I'm gonna be like, whoa. That is a dumbass statement. Just off who the hell is hyping up Crossfire X? Huh? These dudes are just saying that just to say that, brother. That game been out on PC for years. These dudes don't care about
with bright memory and scoring and all that. Dudes not playing that, man.
Bruh, these dudes do not care about no Stalker 2. They didn't talk about Stalker 1. How they hype for Stalker 2?
Well, Stalker 2 is in subtitles anyways. You're gonna have to read the whole entire game anyways. It's all in Russian.
They're not playing. They're not playing.
Oh my god.
They're not playing. Yo, let me get these super chats real quick. Then we're gonna get everybody else's thoughts. Viper Reap, man, appreciate you for the $10 super chat. Said both Sick and Mystic Ryan have at least 15 minute barrage of games coming out just in 2022 alone. Each and all 15 minutes have more than 45 seconds of gameplay. So I'm saying Viper is gameplay out here, bro. But the most anticipated game coming from Xbox, we still don't even have gameplay. Crazy. And then Viper Reap, but hold on, one more super chat. I'm gonna let you go, Omar. Viper Reap Corner, appreciate you again for the $4.99. He says it's Game Pass advertising. Notice the name drop of Game Pass directly after calling PlayStation a dumpster fire. Say something outlandish to get people to watch. Fair enough. Yeah, Omar, you got the floor, bro.
Am I the only one that felt like I was in a Twitter space with that comment? And one other thing is, I was surprised that a person like Gerard didn't say anything about what he said. I heard what he said beforehand, but after he said what he said, like, come on, this is Gerard we're talking about. You know, the completionist. He actually a gamer. He's like one of us.
But I think the reason why he didn't say something is because, you know, when you're on platforms like that, it's not meant to be a debate, right? It's not meant to be, because that's what it could turn into, right? It's meant for people to just give their thoughts and kind of keep it moving. So I think, you know, there's a time and place for stuff like that, and I don't think that was the right time or right place to even attempt.
Nah,
to...
I agree with you, Persona, but I disagree as well because the whole conversation, the whole video seemed like that back and forth barbershop kind of talk. Like Adam Sessler presents like a question or a statement, and they go back and forth and they say the little ones and twos. I personally really feel like I'm 80% on this. Only reason why nobody really said nothing because it's a female speaking and she's talking about Xbox, and right now they don't want to paint no picture of Xbox in a bad light. That's all it is, bro.
But
No
Gerard
disrespect.
have already said it on multiple occasions on his show that Xbox fucked up. Xbox, he's not interested in Xbox and stuff like that. So it's not something like a secret or stuff. Like, am I the only one that I would actually said it to her face? Like, show me the proof. Show me what. Let's compare what PlayStation have done with what Xbox have done. PlayStation is the only PlayStation is the only console with an next-gen feature. Like, am I the only person that would have done that to her? I'm curious about you, Persona and Body, because you guys are one of the most outspoken out there.
Ask the question again. I'm sorry, I was typing.
Okay,
something.
yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, ask the question again. Sorry about that.
Am I the only person that would have actually challenged her comment?
I'm gonna be honest. If I was
instead,
sitting, so if I was sitting on the G4 couch, and we were having that type of conversation, I wouldn't have challenged it. The reason why I say that is because I feel like there's a time and place for that type of stuff, and I know that because I know how I am. Like, you know, I ask people questions and people hate me. So I know, like, if I'm correcting or doing something like that, it could have turned into a debate. It could have turned into a what if or this or that or whatever. I just know that it could have been perceived very negatively. And like I said, there's a time and place for that. So I just wouldn't have did it there. And it most likely would have been cut out anyway. Like from the editing.
Absolutely out of challenge. Bullshit. There's no way on God's green. Listen, and I know podcast etiquette, but there's no way in God Green's earth that somebody can say a comment like that and I don't challenge or question that. That is craziness to me. The host know it was dumb.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's no way, like, I wouldn't be like attacking the person, you know what I mean? But I definitely would have challenged that dumbass statement. It don't matter who you are. You done got your ass challenged right there.
Well, now are we talking about the whole?
And she needs to be checked on that because you know why? Because this girl with this dumbass gaming take just think she's okay in saying something like that. You know what I mean? It's not the fact of she's a female or she like Xbox and all that stuff. It's the fact that you are ignorant to what these two platforms are delivering for next year. You know what I mean? You out here, you hyped up a game that we haven't seen no gameplay for 20 minutes. And then right after that, you're going to be like, what? You know what I mean? You need to be checked. It's nothing personal. It's just, you need to be put on game. You need to be caught up because obviously in your brain, there's something not going on properly over there.
It's crazy
okay, now hold on.
What's called Forbidden West and say what you said. But I will leave it at that.
Well, now if we're talking about the whole Sony, they're gonna get smoked or whatever, I think challenging. See now,
if she
no,
said
hold on, because I think we have to
it's
look at this from, I think we have to look at this from a different angle. Then I'm gonna let Blue Mustang talk because I know Blue Mustang want to say some stuff. Is if she says I think I think Xbox is gonna smoke Sony and blah blah blah. I'm not gonna challenge that because that's people do believe that Xbox is going to own PlayStation this generation. So I think that's more of a subjective thing that she's saying. I'm not challenging that. Now, if we're talking PlayStation needs to get their act together because they're not, they're not doing as good as Xbox or whatever, I would ask the question of how, like, get their act together, how? But then a question like that being asked, that sparks a whole different, I think they need to do this and that. It's like, well, they already have this and that, or even earlier in the conversation where she was talking about the misinformation of Hogwarts being exclusive to Xbox and, how Xbox needs to.
Bro, this is
there was a lot of misinformation. That stuff, I think that stuff needs to be corrected.
Everything she says needs to be challenged. It doesn't matter if she just said PlayStation need to get their act together. As far as Xbox is going to destroy PlayStation next year, yo, she's hyping up a game that we haven't seen yet, brother. What is Starfield?
I
You're not
agree.
going to like that, especially when you know that Uncharted, Sifu, Horizon, GT7, Forspoken, all in the first half of the year. You're gonna say, "Oh, she's okay with saying that?" Brother, the female is obviously clueless. She doesn't know what she's talking about. She needs to be checked, and it's not being checked as far as, "Oh, you're stupid, you're disrespect." Yo, you need to get put on game. You need to be put on because what is going on in your brain? You think Xbox got it going on in a game that you don't know what it is.
Yeah. Let me get Blue Mustang thoughts before we spiral. Blue Mustang, what's good, bro? Talk to us, man. What you got for us? Man?
You know, I think she's probably leaning towards, like, she's probably one of those neutral type gamers or whatever, you know. But she's kind of leaning towards Xbox, and she probably just said her comment, and she probably was like, you know what, I can gain a lot of traction with this. To, you know, I think she did it for clout, but you know, but she does believe some of the stuff that she says. That's what I think. But you know, it's kind of one of the things where somebody should have said something, you know. Not like a full-on.
I feel like the
challenge.
completionist wanted to say something a couple times because just that look on his face, I'm just like, yo, I feel like he wanted to like correct her, but he just like, yo, this ain't. I feel like in his mind, he's like, this ain't the time and place for that, or I don't want to come off as a fanboy or whatever the case may be. I just feel like he wanted, because he had that face on a couple times where I'm just like, he want to check her, bro. He really do. I mean, I think when it comes, I think the biggest thing is she's not an Xbox gamer. She's a PC gamer. She said it. She has a PC and she just bought a PS5. So you've got a PC gamer, one, speaking on Xbox, which is crazy, but two, speaking on why Xbox is better, but not having an Xbox and using Game Passes. It's just a lot of stuff about this specific interaction just. It seems off to me because it's just like you're not playing the console. You're happy because you don't have to you don't have to buy the console to play the games. And to me, that just doesn't seem like a good way to speak on your excitement for Xbox going into 2022 or even its games, because you don't have the console to really experience that stuff. Obviously, Game Pass is a part of Xbox, so obviously that can be a part of the conversation, but you're coming from it from a PC perspective. As someone that might be undecided, if someone is undecided and they're watching this, what did they learn about Xbox? Nothing. Realistically speaking, nothing. She got paid to do an advertisement. Nobody checked her because they all knew she was getting that bag. Hey, yo, she could be a plant.
True.
That might be an industry plant, real talk. Because, like, yo, like I said, what she said, like, I'm still kind of shocked she said it the way she said it. Because that is very bold. Like, the way she said it, I again, to be media, that shit was just hella bold to me. I'm just like, yo, like, damn. Like,
you don't see that often. It's said up front like that. You mostly see it filtered down in a little underhanded way with a little bit of quote-unquote respect.
Mm-hmm.
But if you notice, like, as she was saying it, she like she was really thinking about it. Like she put thought into it. She knew what was going to come out of it for her saying it. So she knew what she was doing.
Basically, a publicity stunt in a way.
Yeah.
Yo, that's to put it like this. If the comment was vice versa, it would have been even a more of a shit show.
Yeah.
What do you mean vice versa?
I'm saying if she would have said that PlayStation is going to destroy Xbox need to get their shit together, it would have been more of a shit show going on. You wouldn't see that girl on the podcast no more. She'd be done. Trust me.
Oh yeah, then you would have seen people speak out loud. Yeah.
Well, if you look at her Twitter, it says United Talent Agency, which she has a link to it. So she's an actress, for sure, hands down. So she's probably getting paid to be on G4 because she probably can't get anything else right now. So she's probably doing that.
Well, is she an actress
that.
or does she just work there? Like she might just be like an agent.
She's right. Well, usually when they link that type of stuff, it's usually for acting jobs and things like that. So I'm pretty sure she's an actress. I'm not positive on that. I mean, of course, you know, it could be a possibility that she is an agent or whatever, but I'm just saying that with that kind of thing, it kind of is like, well, she could be a plant, and I understand, you know, where people are coming from with that, because this was definitely outlandish. You know, it was something very bold, outlandish, and it kind of makes sense that she would have been a plant, to be honest.
But you know what's crazy? Hearing shit like this, that's when you got to pull out what's your gamer tag? What's your PS? I'm sorry. Like the whole time I was watching this, in my head, I'm like, yo, if I after the shot, I'm like, yo, what's your gamer tag? What's your PSN? Like I want to know what them tags. I want to know what them tags is, so I can check them trophies and achievements. That's what I want to see, because I want to see playtimes. That's when you pull out the game, the credentials card. Like, what's your credentials?
This is why it felt like she was in a space or on Twitter. That's how it felt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if this was a Twitter space, like if this conversation was happening in a Twitter space and someone said something the way she said it, and I was in there, I would immediately, what's your game tag? What's your PSN? Like off bat, I'd be like, well, what's your PSN? I need to know what's that gamer tag PSN. Steam ID, what is it? Because we need to verify. We are you verifiable? That's the question I asked. Are you verifiable? Because we need the community, not me. The community, we need verification. Because you talking kind of outlandish right now, and you know how the conversation goes. Well, I shouldn't have to give that to be able to talk gaming. Absolutely. When you talk like this, you do.
Yeah.
Hey, let me chill before somebody, it's only your gatekeeping. Let me chill. Any other thoughts on this, guys, that y'all want to give, though?
Forbidden West is again. I've said it and I will say it again. I would not be surprised if Forbidden West becomes Game of the Year of God of War.
I don't know, man.
I'm gonna die on that hill.
I'll say this: if Forbidden West, God of War, and Breath of the Wild 2 release next year, all three of those, I'm willing to put bread up. All three of those games will be in the Game of the Year talks. I think so. They'll all three be in the Game of the Year talks. I just
kind of like there's not to say rumors, but more like they've seen it from PlayStation, not officially though, that God of War might be in December or something like that.
No, God of War would be in September. They said the PlayStation database said that God of War would be released in September 30th.
Oh, September. Okay. Yeah, I kind of see that. You want to spread your third-party title out.
Yeah. But yo, real quick, I gotta get at Bari real quick. Bari, get your ass on the mic. I got a bone to pick. Got he? Get on that mic. Got? Talk about this Final Fantasy 16 real quick. I tell y'all, man, when y'all gonna start listening to me, man? I speak truth. I told y'all wasn't getting no information this year, and I'm willing to put bread up that the game not releasing.
Yo, you still wrong though.
The game not releasing in 2022. I'm willing to put bread up. I'm willing to put bread up.
You're wrong. You're definitely wrong because you did get information. It's just not the information we were waiting for.
Hey, cut it out. Cut it out, bro. Cut it out, man.
So
cut it out. No, I'm not wrong because he said that we would get a Final Fantasy 16 more information on Final Fantasy 16 in 2021. We didn't get no information on Final Fantasy 16. We got information that we'll get information about Final Fantasy 16 in spring 2022. That's what we got. Come on, man. You're not gonna play that with me, bro. I'm New York as well. You're not gonna hit me with that Jedi mind trick, Gotti. Stop that, bro.
Nah, no, my bad. I had a phone call. Y'all hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you.
No, at the end of the day, he said it right there in the first paragraph. He's like, "Yo, I promise information," because what it was going to be shown was like actual gameplay on how like the action is and how the game works. But he couldn't live up to the promise due to COVID. You know what I mean? So. And it was still on track to give us the information, but just COVID had to delay whatever. But what I'm saying is that all the information that he has said or the comments that he has said in previous times, he did not negate that stuff, or he did not say like omit that stuff away from. Oh, I said this in the past before, but I don't think we can get the information here or whatnot. The last time we had an interview with Yoshi P. It was him and Yoko Toro saying that the next time the game is shown that they want pre-orders to be up and the game is going to be close to release or whatnot, because they don't want to have people waiting super long to play the game. So that's what it was working. That's why they was like, oh, we don't think it's going to be there for Tokyo Game Show because of the because they want the quality of the work to be amazing and it just wows everybody. Where everybody's like, oh, you know what? I'm about to pre-order that game. But that stuff right there in this statement, he didn't negate that, or he didn't respect that statement right there. You know what I mean? That statement is still something that he said.
He said we're gonna get information in 2022, and then the eventual release.
Brother,
man.
that's exactly what I'm trying to say. What you're saying don't make no sense.
Eventual release sounds like a 2022 release time frame.
Yeah.
I don't
when in 2022?
How long? Listen, I'm not saying that stuff can get delayed, but whatever they state, I think whatever their target is 2022. Because who the fuck is gonna be like, yo, we're gonna have our game update in spring, and then eventually update you guys until it release and say game coming out in 2023? Who's doing that? Who's doing that?
God of War.
Every
God
game
of War
that
did it.
was supposed to be.
God of War did it.
Out.
God of War did it. GT7 did it. Those were slated for 2021, and they gave us an update and pushed all that to 2022.
But those got delayed. Like it was slated to come out.
But in this response, he explains to you that it's a half year. It's up to at the minimum half-year delay. So what does that say?
No,
and that we're going to get information in 2022. Spring. He doesn't make any hints.
Due to communications and all that stuff, had this game delayed up to half a year. Exactly. Up to half a year. But what he's saying is that the next time this game is being shown, which I think you're just ignoring.
No, that was his original. That was his originally what he said before when we first saw it. But again,
no, that's wrong information. That's wrong information.
What are you talking about? He said when we first saw the first trailer. There was an article that came out shortly after that where he did an interview and he was talking about how the next time that we showed
that interview was in October or September. What are you talking about?
What, this year or last year?
No, it was this year. That was right before TGS. What are you talking about?
Okay. I remember that from 2020.
Like I said, he said the next time. They said it's possibly this game won't be at TGS. You remember when everybody was disappointed? But he said, yo, because he want the graphical quality and all that stuff to be up there. And in that interview, they claiming that the game is done. They almost done with the dubs. They had to fix up animations and they tighten up gameplay and all that stuff, according to that interview back in October or September. But
if that's the case, would you not show something?
Yeah, but they're saying that they're not ready.
They are going to show something next year.
How the game be done and yet they're not ready to show something?
Because he said he had to optimize. They said he had to fine tune and optimize. That's what he said. What you talking about, Omar?
Yeah, what are you talking about? He's saying that during that same interview, the next time the game is shown, that he wants the game to be up for pre-order. And the game that nobody's got to have a long wait until the game come out. But the thing is, he's like, yo, he wants the game to be visually amazing. Right now, at what they at, that's the reason why it wasn't being at Tokyo Game Show, because right now probably they wasn't satisfied in how the game looked or whatnot.
But he also said that they had to cancel asset deliveries due to the pandemic. That's why I think.
Yeah, you're making it seem like that stuff is being that's just done. Those things were done during the time why the game is being delayed. You don't know when those stuff has been done or whatnot. If you continue reading the last two paragraphs, it doesn't sound like this game is coming out now 2023. You know what I mean? That's from what I'm reading.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't sound like a 2023 game.
We'll see.
When do you see it's coming? 2022?
I think it's gonna come later in 2022, probably like from definitely fall time. Definitely fall time. Even you might even see a late release like in December or something as well. You never know.
We'll see.
Well, I don't. If this game comes out in 2023, that means there's like some other far-seeing delay or something happened within the process where it's like, okay, this guy get further delay or something. But I think that their goal is to showcase is to have this game come out next year, because according to how he's talking and how he wants to show off his game, he's not going to want to show off the game and then you have a long wait. So it doesn't make no sense you show off your game in spring and then you have to wait till 2023 according to how he's promoting his game.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
No, we are going to see. And then they ain't gonna be like, yeah, I told you. That day, my man Persona pull up that stream and told me, I told you, I am gonna check him in his shin.
Hey man, listen.
I gotta ask you. You said that you put out a tweet that PlayStation have another Marvel IP that they're working on.
Yo, I can't.
What do you base that on?
I can't speak in that. No, yo, listen, yo, when have I ever steered y'all wrong, man? Y'all making it seem like when I speak these informations and I give y'all tidbits here and there, y'all motherfuckers be like, oh, everybody off beat.
Bar the
I'm
insider.
never off beat.
Bar the insider, man.
I'm never off beat.
In Persona, we trust.
Exactly.
Y'all doubted me, but the last showcase, it's like, no, Jay, what were they talking about?
Hey man, that was luck. That was luck, Bari. Get out of here.
Then Wolverine pops up. Then Wolverine pops up. Y'all be like, I told you.
Nah, if PlayStation do have a third Marvel IP, it's either, I think it's either Punisher or Daredevil.
It's definitely Daredevil, if anything, because Daredevil is can be part of Spider-Man's universe.
Yep.
Well, I mean, anybody could be part of Spider-Man's universe, but I mean, I think it would be Daredevil. To be honest, if that would be the next thing up.
Yeah, Daredevil makes the most sense. I wouldn't even be surprised if
it has been made. Desire has been made, according to what I was told.
I wouldn't be surprised if Daredevil makes an appearance in Spider-Man 2, the game. I wouldn't be surprised. Like Wilson Fisk, he breaks out and whatever, and he's in Hell's Kitchen fucking shit up or whatever, and Daredevil's there and doing his thing, because Daredevil really only focus is around Hell's Kitchen. He doesn't really leave outside of that realm, that area. So I can see that happening. 100%.
I can't say that.
You broke up. What?
I can't say that, but
I said he can't say nothing.
It ain't Hulk. Now I don't think it's Hulk. Not at all. We got Wolverine.
Maybe it's connected to the Spider-Man universe. Like maybe it's maybe a Venom game?
Nah, that wouldn't make sense.
Why not?
Do that? Because he's in Spider-Man. Venom exists. Venom, even though they're trying to do this shit with this movies and shit, Venom only exists because of Spider-Man. That's not something you can really have on its own, stand on its own like that. Like Venom complements Spider-Man, so like that world has to be together to make sense, because Venom's whole thing is wanting to latch back on to Spider-Man because of Spider-Man's powers. He wants that power.
He had a perfect bond with Spider-Man, and he's jealous. He wants that back.
Yes, sir. If it's in
Yo,
this, go ahead.
this monitor, no cap. This monitor, yo, you see everything, bruh.
Word. Yo, as soon as the new year hit, bro, I'm on that.
This joint, you see everything, bruh. Like, damn.
I'm on that in the new year. I'm on that heavy. Anybody else? Y'all got some thoughts on Final Fantasy 16? Do y'all care? Are y'all picking this game up?
Oh,
yeah,
dude, I'm day one on Final Fantasy 16. I agree with Bari. I think the game's gonna be great. I think it's ready. I just don't know if it's because Bari makes a lot of sense with the whole it's gonna be this year because of the fact, or this coming year.
Yo, don't gas Bari up. Y'all some haters. Y'all gassing Bari up. Like, go.
If you look at some of the if you look at some of the other Square games that have come out in the past, look at Guardians of the Galaxy, look at Marvel's Avengers, they've all come out like in September, October. So, Bari's got a point there where, we could see, even Final Fantasy, 15 came out around October, November, somewhere around there. So I could see them doing that with this game. It does seem like it's ready. It definitely seems like they're putting in as much polish as they can onto the game. So I'm excited, man. I can't wait for this game. It's a long time coming. Final Fantasy 15 was okay, but
it was dog shit.
This one looks better. This one looks way better. It looks like they're going more that fantasy style, which I like when they do that with Final Fantasy. So I'm excited for it.
What about you,
I am dying to see actual game, not actual gameplay, but on like gameplay of your party members and how that is gonna be.
Yeah, that's actually a good. That's actually a good thing.
It's going to be open world or not?
Oh no, it's definitely gonna be open world. That is a given. But that's actually a good thing to bring up, Omar, in terms of the other party members. Like who are they, and how that's gonna work. I can't wait to see that. I definitely think we're gonna get more information about the party members and how the level up system works and how the armor system works and all that. I just hope they don't fuck this up, man. I really do.
Yeah.
Because they messed up 15 so bad, bruh. Which is the RPG elements and shit. When I seen that message at the beginning where it said a Final Fantasy game for newcomers and fans alike, I said, oh no. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
This one looks like they're going back to that more old style of Final Fantasy, which is good because I enjoy the older Final Fantasies way more.
Absolutely. Mustang, what's your thoughts, man?
I can't wait. Since Yoshi P took over for 14, he's been doing wonders with the game. So I'm curious on what he's gonna do with 16. I'm kind of curious is he gonna tie in 14 to 16? But I don't know, since this is the end of the era, so for 14.
It's the last expansion?
It didn't say it's that expansion. They said it's the end of an era. So I don't know.
The end of this story, because this whole story was stopping what's his name? I forgot his name. I've been kind of keeping up with it, but I think they're probably going to transition into a new storyline or something else.
Yeah, cause I'm still I'm almost done with Endwalker, but yeah,
I hear that story got people
wondering if they're gonna
crying.
tie it together. So
I hear that story got people crying and shit, man. I seen
yeah, I went to some streamers and literally they're just crying. I'm like, what the hell happened? I didn't see anything to spoil it, but I just saw they were just crying. I'm like, all right, whatever.
I'm like, damn.
Oh man,
got people crying. I'm like, I want to play this. But yeah, man, I hope y'all working on y'all backlogs, cause come February it's over. Y'all got fun.
Well, yeah.
Y'all got fun. Y'all got the month of January and that's it, man. It's over. Yeah, you're not touching that backlog ever again. Real talk.
No, if
I'm,
it
I'm,
ain't
keep- I'm
done,
keeping it
if
real,
it
bro.
ain't
Like
done,
it's over, bro.
it's backlog up the backlog.
Like, yo, I'm telling y'all better pick 3 or 4 games that y'all want to burn through and be done. Don't be trying to complete the entirety of the backlog because it ain't happening. Pick you 2, 3 games, get through those. I already got my 3: Kena, Demon Souls, and Fist. That's it.
How far are you on Kena?
I'm on the second area with the
you're-
blacksmith.
You're not there yet. Okay.
And a backlog.
And how do you find the game?
Space.
I've been playing Demon Souls though. Like I'm gonna get through that. I'm at the now that I beat the Dragon God, I'm at that I'm in the inner ward, like where I guess where the king would be. I think this is where you fight the blue dragon or something like that. Wherever I'm at in the Boletarian.
So how
But
do you
that's an
find
op-
how
that's an
you're fighting
optional.
what's called Demon Soul?
It's cool. I think it's really fun, just very frustrating at times because I'm impatient. So
You know, when you say that you're not good at Demon or you're not good at Dark Souls games, Persona, I think to myself, that's bullshit. I watched your video, bro. I was all like, I don't know. I think he's pulling my chain here. I don't know.
I suck, bro. The thing is, I get impatient and I start fucking up. That's what happens. Like I start trying to just like mash a little bit and I keep forgetting
Hack and
about the
slash,
stamina. Yeah. And that's where I always fuck up. And I think I have more problems with like just like the regular enemies and the bosses.
Are you also fighting Gravity like what's her name? Luca?
I don't know what that means.
Okay, what I mean by that is every single time her worst enemy is her incapability of not falling.
Oh, yo, that's happened to me like 3 times already, man. One time I had like
Exactly.
10,000 souls and I fell off the ledge, man. And man, yo, that stuff is like soul crushing because it's just like you got to get through all these enemies again and get there and get the souls, and that shit can be soul crushing sometimes. Like yesterday when I was fighting the Dragon God, I had to stop the stream because I almost broke my black controller.
Oh.
I was about to chuck that shit.
You're gonna make a lot of souls, so trust me, you're good.
Nah, yeah, like now I'm starting to understand, like now, because you know, with Souls games, my whole thing with these Souls style games is that there's so many different routes you can take, and also so many different ways you can build your character. It gets a bit overwhelming to me sometimes. Just because like I get real OCD. That's why like open world games sometimes, like I get real OCD when I want to go to every little marker and complete this and complete that, and I end up getting so overwhelmed that I just don't complete none of it. With Souls games, because it's this route and that route and this route and that route and go here, it gets a bit overwhelming sometimes, man. It gets overwhelming. But
what are you rocking?
I'm a royalty class with the best armor and the weapons in the game. The best armor and weapons in the game, you know? Big shout out to King. Big shout out to old King Alant, you feel me? Making that contribution to the Gamer with Persona fun, you feel me? Kicked his ass off that stairs, you feel me? He said, "Oh, you want the armor?" I said, "Absolutely." But you know, I'll get through it. I think I'll be able to beat the game by I'll try to do a world a day. So now I'm on world 3. So I'm gonna try to get through world 3 today and do world 4 and 5. Because it's what, 7 worlds, right, Barry?
I know it's only 5.
5. But there's one broken stone world. Is that like the 6th final world or something that you unlock later?
Yeah, that's not in the game.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, so I think I should be able to get through 5 worlds by the end of the week. So
I agree with Persona with a lot of shit.
What'd you say?
True Bleed talking about he like how me and you disagree. They're not yes man. I'm not yes man with nobody. Yo. If I think you say something wrong, I think something's off, I'm just gonna tell you straight up.
Oh yeah, me and Barry, this ain't nothing new either. I mean, way back in the day when me and Barry first met, we was disagreeing. I disagree with Barry all the time, you know.
Yeah,
But don't you want people you're cool with to give it 100 with you? Like, if you're not, then you're gonna be looking like stupid like an idiot when you say what you say and people don't get you.
Looking like that girl on G4.
Yo, Corey, you know what's funny? At first, I was using a lot of magic, but the more I play and get deeper into the game, I'm actually not using magic that much. I'm using my weapons.
Yo, I'm the same way, bro. There's certain bosses you're gonna use it with though. Okay, it's just feasible.
Yeah, no, I get
Magic
that, but
break the game for you.
I'm definitely hacking and slashing more than the magic at this point.
I was the same way because like I had royalty built as well, and I was like, the magic is cool. Like there's certain spells. There's one spell that you're gonna learn in the game where it just like it eat through like mad dudes. But I was just like, you know what? I'd rather just hack and slash and preserve my magic for like a boss or something like that.
Yeah. Like right now, I'm working on trying to get this crescent, these moon shards, so I can upgrade this crescent, the crescent falchion, +3/+4.
It's where you can farm moon shards.
Yeah, it's in the fourth world. Yeah, it's world 4.2.
Yeah.
But getting to 4.2, that shit is. I don't want to skip worlds.
You don't need a bow and arrow though.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know where to get like a good bow and arrow though. Like I have to do research on that to understand where to get that. Cause
yo, and did you talk to Patches? You know that bald headed dude that set you up?
Yeah, I talked to him in the Nexus. Yeah.
Oh, he's in the Nexus now for you. Don't. Yo, he's a good merchant, so don't kill him.
Nah, I ain't killed none of them. I ain't killed none of them. He's in the thing. But he ain't
No, a
really
lot
got
of
shit.
people kill him because he fuck you over.
Yeah, he fucks you over, but yeah, don't kill him, yo. But he's a pretty good merchant.
Oh no, I'm not. It's a good game though, man. I really enjoy it. Plus this is good practice for when I get on Elden Ring, because I'm also play Elden Ring. So I think this is a good way for me to kind of mentally, you know, if I can beat a Demon Souls game, then I feel like I can get through Elden Ring and them other games.
Absolutely.
So, but yo, man, if y'all ain't got nothing else, man, we're gonna get into these outros. I want to eat. Hungry. So I want to play the game. Omar, start with you, bro.
Yeah, thanks for having great conversation. Shout out to Gorilla Games. They're doing amazing work out there. Can't wait for the game. People can find me at Caravan_Code on Twitter. Also, they can find me at Game Player at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I truly hope my week is gonna be better because last night I almost broke my feet.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Thankfully, it's not broken so far, the doctor has said. So I'm gonna wait a week and see how it is.
Okay. Hope you get better, bro.
Thank you.
Yo, Blue Mustang, give us your outro, bro.
You know, hey, people do stuff for clout, I guess. You gotta do what you gotta do, right? You know, I ain't doing much really. I'm over here still chopping away at 14, so trying to chop away before these other games come out next year. So,
Sir, chop, cause yo, y'all think I'm playing, man? Once February hit, it's non-stop games until June. I'm telling y'all, man. Y'all gonna understand. Appreciate you coming through though, bro. Yo, Doc Artemis, man, appreciate you as well, sir.
Yeah, man. You guys can find me at Dark Artemis on Twitter and PlayStation and Xbox at the same name.
Fire. The other half of Whoops in the building.
Yo,
Mr. J Barry. Go ahead, bro.
Yo, that's an impersonation of me. That was horrible. You know what I mean?
No, that was the gaming politician. I was trying to say Mr. J Barry. Mr. J Barry.
If you're gonna, all right, got you.
You gotta say it with a lisp, man. You know
exactly. You know what I mean? Got put some my name. But nah, yo, hopefully everybody had a great Christmas and Happy New Year. If I don't speak to you guys, hopefully you guys enjoy. But nah, good show, Persona, man, and see you guys next year, man.
Absolutely.
Hey, YouTube, I need you to start uploading and processing these HD and 4K videos faster.
Absolutely.
They take hella long now. I don't know what the hell's going on.
You paying premium, nigga. You paying that premium. They said, we ain't giving you no better quality.
Yeah,
you still gotta wait.
I can't watch YouTube without premium. I'm not watching nobody ad, bro. I'm sorry.
I might get it. I gotta see how much it is, man. I ain't trying to add another subscription to my damn shit. Yo, man, listen, I appreciate y'all coming through. This is the last episode of 2021 for When Persona Speaks. I hope y'all enjoyed it, man. Yo, listen, 2022 about to be an amazing year for gaming, bruh, especially on PlayStation. So, guys, like I said, I appreciate y'all for rocking out with me this year, 2021. It was such a great year on my channel. Got to 2,000 before the year ended. I'm very happy about that. And then obviously for the WPS channel, we about to break 2K real soon. That's going to be really exciting as well. So, you know, I appreciate y'all for the support, always rocking out with me. 2022 is going to be a even better year for the channel, both this channel and WPS. And man, I appreciate y'all, man. Honestly, I keep saying that because I mean it. And yo, man, I'm about to chill. If I don't talk to y'all, well, y'all will see me because I'm gonna stream Demon Souls the rest of the week, so y'all definitely see me. But New Year's, obviously, I'm drinking a lot, so you probably won't see me the next 2 days or so. That Friday and Saturday, so we'll see. But yo, listen, man, I appreciate you guys, man. Enjoy the rest of your week. Be safe. Enjoy it. Relax. And yeah, we out. Peace, peace, peace. Goodbye, 2021. It's over. It's over. And PlayStation had the best year of 2020. The 2021, the who did the best in 2021 definitely goes to PlayStation. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise. If they tell you any other, maybe Nintendo, maybe, because you know they're an anomaly. You know how that works. But no, PlayStation definitely had the best year. But all right, guys, I'll holler at you guys later. We out.